Developing now at 6, a National Guard member dies after a shooting near the White House. The new immigration action the president is announcing in its aftermath.
The Bears prepare for their toughest challenge yet as they take on the defending Super Bowl champions. A little later today, what we are watching ahead of their big matchup on Black Friday against the Eagles.
The holiday shopping rush is on. Thousands of families are heading out for Black Friday. We're live to show you the crowds.
And we're also live above the city. At least our camera is bright and lit up on this Black Friday. A lot of people are going to be shopping. They're going to be out and about. However, a huge snowstorm is less than 24 hours out.
You've been warned. Good morning. Thanks for joining us this Friday. I'm Natalie Bumpke.
I'm Anthony Bones. Happy Black Friday. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Mike, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving as well. Was the meal solid?
Yes, everybody was very, very happy. So good news there. And now bring on the leftovers. Right? Don't they always taste better?
They're the best.
See, I think it tastes better fresh and hot.
Oh, I like a good turkey sandwich with thick cut turkey.
I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Black Friday. Today, the calm before the storm. We have generally clear skies, a little bit of lake cloudiness out there. Temperatures, though, are cold. We have some really low numbers here. 18 at Aurora, 19 at DeKalb and Morris, 22 Chicago Heights, 23 at Gary. Yes, there is definitely a palpable wind chill out there. Feels like a dozen degrees at O'Hare, and look at that 7 showing up at Aurora. But of course, the main story is the winter storm. What? Warning, which is in effect now for pretty much all of Chicagoland. It will technically start at 3 a.m. tomorrow and end at 6 a.m. Sunday. I'll talk about the amounts, the arrival and departure time of the snow in just a little bit. But now let's get you to the mall on time. Natalie?
That's right. Okay, so keep in mind, these are all inbound times, okay? So if you're heading into the city of Chicago, or maybe you're way up north and you're heading toward the city and you're going to, take the exit off in Schaumburg or head over to Naperville or Aurora for your shopping needs, this may not tell the whole picture. But if you're heading inbound on the Kennedy from the big airport, we're looking at 25 minutes. If you're on the Eisenhower, you're coming inbound from 390 to downtown, we're looking at 22 minutes. On the Stevenson I-355 to the Drive, 21 minutes. And on the Dan Ryan, coming in from 95th, 18 minutes. We'll take a closer look at any incidents that might slow you down. But right now, we are all in the green. Traffic is looking fabulous.
All right, good stuff. Developing overnight, President Donald Trump says he will pause immigrant visas from what he called third world countries after 2 National Guard members were shot right near the White House.
And one of them, sadly, has died from her injuries. Specialist Sarah Beckstrom was only 20 years old. The president says he has spoke with her family.
Well, the family is devastated, as you can imagine, but we have spoken. She was so outstanding. I mean, I just heard outstanding in every single way.
The other victim, 24-year-old Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, remains hospitalized. An Afghan national who worked with the CIA during the Afghanistan war is facing charges in the shooting. That suspect immigrated to the U.S. as part of a program to settle people who helped American troops after the U.S. withdrew from the country. In a late-night social media post, the president said that most foreign-born U.S. residents, in his words, are on welfare from failed nations or prison, mental institutions, gangs, or drug cartels. The president claims he blamed them for crime across the country. Earlier Thursday, U.S. Citizens and Immigration Services Director Joseph Edlow said President Trump has ordered a review of every green card holder from every country of concern. He didn't elaborate what those countries might be.
New this morning, police are searching for 3 people who stabbed a man on the Red Line. This happened down at the 47th Street station just before noon on Thanksgiving. The victim told officers the 3 men tried to rob him, but he did fight back. Excuse me. One of those men stabbed him in the back, although police say he is going to be okay. But police say the men did get away with his belongings.
Also new this morning, a 19-year-old is dead after a freight train crash in Blue Island. Happened near Broadway Street just after 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Authorities identified the victim as Jair Ortega. Another person is in critical condition. No one on the train was hurt. Police have not said what led up to that crash.
New video this morning shows the aftermath of a massive fire in Englewood. Chicago Fires, the department says it happened on Thanksgiving Day near the intersection of West 59th and South Emerald Avenue, and that is where the Renewal Life Church is. You can see the aftermath of the fire itself. It tore completely through that building, and firefighters are now working to try to figure out what started that fire.
Whether you want the one-day shopping deals or you just want to walk off turkey and stuffing, big retail stores are ready to help what many consider the start of the holiday shopping season. It is Black Friday. Some stores have been open for hours, and other kicked things off just minutes ago.
All right, so we're checking with Gabriella Primus, who is live right inside the fashion outlets of Rosemont. Gabby, it's only 6:05, and I feel like I see a crowd behind you.
You know what? The Lululemon is a hot spot. Guys, I was kind of under the impression that Black Friday might have ramped down since, the early 2000s when people would fight over clothing and go crazy. But you know what? It's still alive and well. It's a little more tamed now. People are well behaved in front of the Lululemon store. But yeah, it's opened at 6 o'clock is when the doors opened here in Rosemont. Now, there's a couple lines I've seen booming. Lululemon, of course, but also Tory Burch and Ralph Lauren. Lululemon has some sales for things under $40, which is kind of unheard of if you know anything about their prices. But yes, already the first batch of people are in there. That's the capacity, and there's a line around the corner behind me that you can see as well. We know that shopping is supposed to be big this year. Some sources saying a record number of shoppers, around 187 million nationwide, will be participating in the sales event. This even as people may be spending less individually due to economic concerns. Tariffs have also been a concern this holiday season, but a spokesperson with the mall says they are fully stocked at this outlet mall, which is good. Surprisingly, even though they grew up with technology, Gen Zers are big in-person shoppers. Stores often see TikTok leading them into the store and deciding the fashion trends. Most of the people online already did their research for what they want. Then they're able to come here, scan that QR code. I asked them about the excitement.
Black Friday is a holiday for a tradition for a lot of folks. It's what they do every year. They're excited for it. We have ladies that come out in matching sweaters or folks who get really dressed up, and they make a whole day of it. It's great. We love it. It's so much energy.
In-store shopping is not dead, right, in 2025?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, yeah, there's a lot online, but I think online is better for, like, electronics, stuff like that. But then things that tangible, physical items like shoes. You could buy a pair of shoes, but, everyone's feet are different. So you have to try them on.
You know what? And they do make it fun here. The line is popping. I thought maybe it would ramp down a little bit, but here, even after 6 o'clock, people are still coming in, making sure they get their spot secured. Yeah, the sales, they're good. People are excited. A couple of things that the outlet mall is adding this year. Well, DJ, which it did in the last handful of years, but also roller skating dancers. So they're going to be rolling around, giving out flyers and making sure that people are well informed on what kind of deals are happening here. Honestly, I might have to pitch in on a couple deals myself here, guys. I'll see you the next half hour.
Oh.
All right, thank you so much, Gabby. Yes, I want to mention one thing before we move on in traffic. I know I'm throwing things off. Thank you so much, Gabby. This will not impact if you're headed to Rosemont necessarily, but I missed this when I was going over the last traffic report. This is a big one. That's why I bring it up now. The Bishop Ford is closed eastbound between Dalton and Sibley because of a 5-car accident. So that's something that we'll continue to watch for you. Again, that's the Bishop Ford eastbound right between Dalton and Sibley, closed because of a 5-car accident. All right, now let's move on to one of the other big topics of discussion other than shopping. 2 of the NFC's best teams will go head-to-head during today's Black Friday game.
I can't wait to just stay in while everyone else is shopping and watch this thing right here on Fox 32. Bears' toughest opponent of the season so far. They're taking on the defending Super Bowl champions. Talking about the Eagles here. And this will be the first time that these teams have faced one another since 2022. Bears going into this thing as 7-point underdogs. Eagles, they are going to be motivated. They're coming off a disappointing loss to Dallas. While the Bears, they are riding a 4-game winning streak. Right now, both these teams are 8-3, near the top of the NFC. Now, after the Lions lost to the Packers yesterday, the Packers could actually wind up taking possession of first place in the NFC if the Bears lose. That would push the Bears down into a wild card spot. As I mentioned, Fox 32 is your home for the Bears. Bears Game Day Live sets the stage at noon. Bears-Eagles, they kick off at 2 p.m. right here on Fox 32. You don't need to change the channel at all morning. And stick around after the game as well for full post-game coverage, including Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams' press conference from Philly. It's all here on your home of the now first-place Bears, Fox 32.
We're going to keep it that way.
We are.
All right. New video shows the impressive amount of people who traveled to meet their loved ones for the holiday weekend. The Department of Transportation predicted around 19 million people would fly, with more than 2 million alone traveling on Thanksgiving Day. And that is what you're seeing here. But, Anthony, we're not out of the woods just yet. The TSA predicts Sunday will be one of the busiest travel days in agency history, with around 3.4 million people flying. Another 3 million passengers will pass through airports on Monday.
We really are just ants, aren't we? It looks like a bunch of ants moving around in that graphic. Okay, here's another complicating factor. A potent winter storm could be a problem for those folks traveling. We got some serious snow on the way. We are seeing it already in other parts of the Midwest. That is video from Ohio overnight. Mike, in that shot, which looks like a little fire pit right there, looks like about 4 to 5 inches have fallen so far.
I'm calling that 4 3/4.
There you go.
Splitting the difference. And that's not even the storm that we're going to be dealing with. Yeah, ours is coming in from the west. You know, the previous snow that we had this month, that was kind of a targeted thing. Winthrop Harbor, Kankakee got a foot plus of snow. In the city, it was like an inch or two. This is going to impact all of Chicagoland pretty much evenly. But not today. It's just cold today. You're going to see plenty of sunshine. Bright but brisk on Black Friday. Of course, in the malls, it's going to be about 72. 30 degrees at noon. Plenty of sunshine. No snow yet at 4 o'clock, with that temperature hovering right around 30. Here's where we are now. It's cold. 22 at Midway and O'Hare. 19 at Woodstock. 22 at Valparaiso. And got a wind chill out there in a lot of spots. Close to 10. All right, the Winter Storm Watch told you it was going to change, and it has for the majority of Chicagoland to a winter storm warning, 3 a.m. tomorrow through 6 a.m. Sunday. South of the Kankakee River, it is still a winter storm watch. The Weather Service doing a little waiting game on that. When does it all start? Well, during the day today, we got plenty of sunshine, just not much heat. Won't be as windy as the past couple of days, so at least we have that going for us. If you're out doing stuff 6, 7, 8 o'clock, maybe you got dinner plans or some late shopping, you're fine. There's no snow yet. And just as I described yesterday, when our model showed the snow coming in around 10, 11 o'clock, told you then I thought that was too soon. It's more like 2, 3 a.m. That's when snow will hit, and it will snow at 7 in the morning, 10 in the morning, into the afternoon. It is still snowing, maybe snowing a little bit harder. 7 o'clock, it's still snowing, and everything doesn't wind down here until early on Sunday morning. And by that time, I think we're looking at about 6 to 10 inches of accumulation across the area.
Goodness gracious. All right. Thank you, Mike. Much more ahead here on Good Day Chicago. We're going to tell you why you're going to want to mail your holiday gifts earlier than usual.
And also, it is Orange Friday. Don't call Black Friday today, all right? It's Orange Friday, okay? That gets precedent. Yeah, another gallery here. You guys are looking great. Sending in those fan pics to gdc@fox.com. Attach those photos. And go Bears. Big game a little later today. 2 p.m. kickoff right here on Fox 32. We'll be right back.
Fox 32.
Hong Kong firefighters found dozens more victims this morning following a massive fire at an apartment complex there. 128 people have died, making it one of the region's deadliest fires in decades. The fire on Wednesday tore through 7 of the complex's 8 buildings. They were under renovation at the time, and apparently they were wrapped in bamboo scaffolding and green mesh, and police think that contributed to the fire. They have arrested 3 of the construction workers on suspicion of using unsafe materials.
The clock is ticking at the Department of Justice, which only has about 3 weeks to release the Epstein documents in their totality. But as Doug Luzada reports from Washington this morning, still not clear what will come out of them.
There may not be much of a holiday weekend for many people at the Justice Department. Presumably, they are furiously going through the Epstein files.
We will continue to follow the law with maximum transparency while protecting victims.
Attorney General Pam Bondi says she will comply with the law, including the new one passed just last week requiring her department to release all it has on Jeffrey Epstein, the late financier accused of trafficking women and abusing girls. Epstein had plenty of high-profile friends, including former President Clinton and at one time President Trump, who said he cut off Epstein years ago.
I think we are going to get a lot.
Legal experts expect to see quite a bit.
My hope and my expectation is that the Justice Department will err on the side of transparency. These are documents that everyone wants to see.
And what so many want to see is whether other big names are implicated in Epstein's misdeeds.
This is obviously sensitive stuff.
But lawyers caution there will be redactions.
I don't know if we're going to see a smoking gun. There's going to be a lot for amateur sleuths to poke through about flight logs and whatever else. But we will eventually see this report.
Unfortunately, it has all come down to the Epstein files.
There has already been political fallout, including the big split between one-time allies Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene and President Trump, who initially had fought the release before backing it. Those pushing for more disclosures plan to follow this through.
Anyone who's involved in any kind of cover-up is going to be subject to criminal prosecution.
And because there can be redactions to these documents to protect either victims or ongoing investigations, this may come to a larger debate over what's not released next month. In Washington, Doug Luzada, Fox News.
A fleet of UPS planes grounded after a deadly crash will not be back in service for the peak holiday season. The crash in Louisville earlier this month killed 14 people when part of the engine came off during takeoff. The company now says it will likely take months to meet FAA guidelines instead of the weeks originally predicted. UPS says it will rely on contingency plans to deliver during the holiday rush.
Scientists have detected what they think is lightning on Mars. The electrical crack was caught on a microphone on NASA's Perseverance rover. Researchers have documented at least 55 instances of what they are calling mini lightning over the last 2 years. Is that a surprise, Mike? Or?
Very much so. I've never seen it. Nor would I have thought that it would exist because there's very little atmosphere on Mars there. So very interesting. Sure it's not aliens, though?
We're not positive.
We're not positive.
Can't rule it out.
I'm going to ask, Giorgio Tsoukalos or whatever with the hair and the whole.
Yeah, that's right.
Our guy.
He's been on Good Day Chicago before.
I know. It was wonderful. He and some of the other guys came to town. They did an appearance at the Genesee Theater, in fact. All right, here's what we've got out there. Not for today, but this is for tomorrow. It is a winter storm warning now. All the counties in pink, pretty much all of Chicagoland, Lake County, Indiana, Will, Cook, DuPage. You get the idea. Goes into effect 3 a.m. tomorrow, ends at 6 a.m. Sunday, even though the snow should be pretty much done by then. It's the lingering impacts to travel that are going to create the havoc out there. So let's talk a little bit about how much snow is going to come down. This is our in-house computer model. Nothing during the day today. Nothing until the wee hours of the morning. By about 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow, maybe an inch or so, and you're thinking, hey, that's not that big of a deal. Then mid-afternoon, already starting to pile up. The snow intensity getting a little bit heavier earlier. Now we're looking at widespread 4-inch plus numbers. And by the time this baby's done, you see a lot of 8s showing up on this map, and there's not a lot of variety across the area. So I think somewhere between maybe 6 and 10 is a good number here, with a lot of 8-inch snowfall totals on the way. Yeah, this is Saturday and Saturday night, not for today. All right, Natalie, this thing on 57 is a problem, huh?
You know what? As I look now, it looks like even though it's still being indicated on the map, what we're talking about here is the Bishop Ford eastbound closed initially between Dalton and Sibley, but it appears that it's been reopened. That's what I'm seeing here. This was a 5-car accident that was reported earlier this morning, but right now, again, it looks like it's now open. We have a new incident that just popped up, though, on the Eisenhower outbound at Racine. It looks like there's an accident there on the right shoulder that's causing some slowdowns. Not seeing any issues on your Metra and no issues on your L trains this morning. Let's check those travel times and see if they've changed at all. Again, these are all inbound, so if you're in the city and you're planning on heading out to the suburbs to go shopping, these times will be different than what you will experience. On the Kennedy, if you're coming in from the big airport, 25 minutes. On the Eisenhower, 390 to downtown, 23 minutes. On the Stevenson I-355 to the drive, 22 minutes. And on the Dan Ryan 95th to downtown, 18 minutes.
Thank you, Natalie.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. It's 6:22 on your Black/Orange Friday. Are you thinking about what to do with your Thanksgiving leftovers? Well, the U of I is coming up with a new way to use them, and it could actually wind up helping the environment. We will explain. Welcome back. If you are wondering what to do with all those Thanksgiving leftovers, a group of researchers has come up with a creative way to use them.
May not mean fueling your body, but it could be fueling the future of travel. Fox's Rebecca Castor has the story.
After gobbling up that Thanksgiving turkey, those fan-favorite side dishes, and all the countless desserts we can't resist, it's time for the leftovers. But if stuffing your stomach with more food is the last thing you want to do after a full day of Thanksgiving feasting, there's a new plan. Convert those food scraps into jet fuel.
So we try to, my lab, to mimic the Mother Nature's process.
Professor Yuan Weizhang, a researcher at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, says his lab of agricultural engineers has found a way to take excess food waste and convert it into biofuel. The team started by collecting food waste from nearby food processing plants, then using a chemical process to essentially fast-forward nature's timeline, which would normally take millions of years to create crude oil from organic matter. Now, minus the waiting, the team's food-turned biofuel has all the makings to go straight into a plane as conventional jet fuel.
Think about today's economy. We are more than 80 and 90% of our daily consumer product is derived from petroleum, crude oil. So if we can supplement or replace the crude oil, then, well, the world is much nicer.
But while the future of fuel could come down to what's left on the table,
sounds pretty cool.
Some say they have mixed feelings about turning those leftover holiday scraps into future fuel for travel.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I feel like most leftovers are probably not great for powering vehicles. They're better ate the next day.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, we compost, so any way to make that not feel wasted, I think is a great idea.
At this point, these findings are still more of a proof of concept, but researchers say it does open up the possibility of using food waste to help the airline industry eventually achieve net zero carbon emissions. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Mike, I don't know if you, and Natalie too, Back to the Future 2.
Yes.
When Doc Brown comes, remember that?
What did they use?
Remember Doc Brown? Put in the banana peel and all that
Well, he was
stuff?
a trendsetter. You know, the Doc Brown knew this 30 years ago.
30 years ago.
All right, we've got snow on the way, and it's going to be a significant storm system tomorrow with a lot of folks going somewhere. Travel's going to be difficult. I'll give you the details on this storm and a look at the 7-day in just a few.
Taking a look at some of the photos that you have sent in. We love seeing these photos. You guys decked out in your Bears gear. Go Bears! We'll be right back.
Time to find out what's happening in our city. Is it rain? Is it cold? Is it snow? Is it wind?
Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody had a wonderful holiday, and welcome back to Good Day Chicago.
Here's some of the top stories that we're following for you this morning. A breaking development in just the last few minutes. Authorities in Hong Kong now say they have arrested 8 people in connection to one of the region's deadliest fire in decades. At least 128 people died in the massive apartment fire on Wednesday. The complex was being renovated when this happened, and all 8 arrests are connected to that renovation work.
A fleet of UPS planes are grounded after that deadly crash, and those planes will not be back in service for peak holiday season. The crash in Louisville earlier this month killed 14 people, and the company now says it'll likely take months to meet FAA guidelines instead of the weeks originally predicted.
Pope Leo is spending the second day of his first foreign trip as pontiff in Turkey. He'll meet with bishops and other church officials at the Cathedral of the Holy Spirit before visiting a nursing home.
All right, time to check back in with Mike Kaplan as the sun comes up over the lake right now. And Mike, we are looking at some pretty significant snowfall here in our very near future.
You know, the heaviest single-day snowfall on any calendar day in the month of November is an 8-inch snow. I don't want to say it was November 6th of 1951. We will be threatening that tomorrow. Could be an 8-inch snowfall here. But today, it's just cold outside, but we're going to see plenty of sunshine as the cameras are revealing here. Here's a reverse view. We're looking out there over the plaza. You do see a little bit of cloud cover out over the lake, but that is not going to bother us today. But the approaching storm system is going to get in here tonight, and that's when the snow is going to start to fall. We'll have low temperatures around 25 degrees. I think that snow is coming in after midnight, probably more like 2, 3 a.m. Farther west you are, the sooner you're going to get into it. Northwest Indiana, probably not snowing until close to daybreak tomorrow. But here's a look at the 7-day forecast. After the snow tomorrow, we'll have a couple of snow showers Sunday morning, not a lot. Maybe a snow shower, inch or so Monday afternoon. But look at these temperatures. A few days where the highs are only in the 20s. And I firmly expect a lot of suburbs to see lows a couple days next week, close to or maybe even a little bit below 0. Let's get you a traffic update. And you had some good news in the last report, Natalie, about that Bishop Ford.
Yes, it's still indicated on the map here, so I'll explain what's going on. This is the Bishop Ford eastbound. Earlier, it was closed between Dalton and Sibley because of a 5-car accident. According to what I'm looking at, I think that was just cleared. So that's the good news. But we do have a new accident on the Eisenhower outbound at Racine that could be slowing you down. We've got some major issues on the Metra as well this morning. Several trains delayed. Milwaukee District West, one of their trains is delayed, which could certainly back things up. One of the BNSF trains is not going to operate. So if you typically take that train, double check the app. Another one, Union Pacific West, it looks like there was an earlier accident, a freight train striking a vehicle, and so because of that, the Union Pacific West line is all tangled up as well. So double check that. No problems on your L trains this morning. Let's check those travel times if you're coming into the city. On the Kennedy, coming in from the big airport, 25 minutes. Eisenhower, 390 to downtown, 23 minutes. On the Stevenson, if you're coming in from I-355 to the Drive, it'll take you 22 minutes. And on the Dan Ryan, 95th to downtown, 18 minutes.
Thank you, Natalie. Appreciate it. Developing overnight, President Trump says he will pause immigrant visas from what he described as third world nations after 2 National Guard members were shot right near the White House.
And so sad, on Thanksgiving, one of them died from her injuries. Specialist Sarah Beckstrom was just 20 years old. The president says he has spoken with her family.
Well, the family is devastated, as you can imagine, but we have spoken. She was so outstanding. I mean, I just heard outstanding in every single way.
The other victim, 24-year-old Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, remains hospitalized. An Afghan national who worked with the CIA during the Afghanistan war is facing charges in the shooting. The suspect immigrated to the U.S. as part of a program to settle people who helped American troops after the U.S. withdrew from the country. Now, earlier Thursday, U.S. Citizens and Immigration Services Director Joseph Edlow said President Trump has now ordered a review of every green card holder from every country of concern. He didn't elaborate which countries those are.
New this morning, police are searching for 3 people who stabbed a man along the Red Line down at the 47th Street station. This was just before noon yesterday on Thanksgiving. The victim told officers 3 men tried to rob him. He wound up fighting back, and one of those men stabbed him in the back. Police say he is going to be okay, but police say the men did get away with his belongings.
Also new this morning, a 19-year-old is dead after a freight train crash in Blue Island. Happened near Broadway Street just after 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Authorities identified the victim as Jair Ortega. Another person is in critical condition. No one on the train was hurt. Police have not said what led up to the crash. Well, whether you want the one-day shopping deals or you just want to walk off the turkey and stuffing, maybe you're dragged to the mall by your wife, big retail stores are ready to help what many consider the start of the holiday shopping season. It is Black Friday, and some stores have been open already for hours. So Gabriella Primus, if you ask me, got the lucky straw today.
Yeah.
She's at one of my favorite shopping spots. She is out in Rosemont to check out the chaos.
And folks were lining up there early today, weren't they, Gab?
Yep, 6:30 in the morning, and who's ready to shop? Right in front of Lululemon. I had to show you guys the Lululemon line again because it's just nuts. So the mall doors opened here at Fashion Outlets of Chicago at 5 a.m. and people were able to line up then, and then the doors officially opened to the stores at 6 o'clock, and it's still a long line going all the way around the corner. When they get to the actual line, they'll see this QR code, and it'll let them know what kind of deals are happening inside. But I want to show you this video because this is when the doors first opened. Everyone kind of flooded in, but it's pretty organized. It's not like how it was in the early 2000s. People throwing hands to get in. We know that shopping is supposed to be big this year. Some sources say a record number of shoppers, around 187 million nationwide, will be participating in sales events. This even as many may spend less individually due to economic concerns. Tariffs have also been a concern this holiday season, but a spokesperson with the wall says they are fully stocked at the outlet mall because it's a little bit different of a style than the traditional mall. Surprisingly, even as they grew up with technology, Gen Zers are big in-person shoppers. Stores often see TikTok leading them into the store and deciding the fashion trends. I talked with a spokesperson about what kind of deals people can see here in Rosemont today.
There's a lot of great deals out there from all of our stores. Adidas has amazing deals. Lululemon has black leggings that are only going to be available today, which is something unique. Polo Ralph Lauren's offering up to 40% off, so the deals are really deep. Check our website, fashionoutletsofchicago.com. Our stores have their sales on.
Yeah, most of the people we talked to, they did their research before coming here, and then once they get here, like I said, they scan that QR code and they're able to get exactly what the prices look like. You know, the long line here at Lululemon, she mentioned it, that there's a black legging sale on Black Friday, and guys, it's a big deal, okay? These leggings are like $98, and today I think they're under $40, someone told me. And typically here at the outlet Lululemon store, they don't have those traditional black leggings. It's a hot commodity, okay? The line's a little bit too long for me, so I'm just gonna have to, I don't know, pay full price or buy something much cheaper secondhand, I guess.
Ella, Mike wants a pair for himself. He wants 2 pairs.
Okay.
So, I don't know if you could brave the line.
You know, a double zero, right, Mike? If I remember right.
Size 0.
I like them snug.
Okay. You know what? Just don't get the leggings for Mike, please. Save us all.
Thank you, Gabby. Well, yeah, that explains the line.
Yes, that would be it right there.
Yeah.
2 of the NFC's best teams will go head-to-head during today's Black Friday game.
Toughest opponent of the season for the Bears. They are taking on the defending Super Bowl champs, the Eagles. And this will be the first time that these 2 teams have faced one another since 2022. Bears going into this one as 7-point underdogs. Eagles motivated. They are coming off a very disappointing loss in Dallas. Bears riding that 4-game win streak, and right now both teams sit at 8-3, right near the top of the NFC. All right, after the Lions lost to the Packers, though, yesterday, if the Bears lose, which you really hope won't happen, the Packers could wind up taking sole possession of first place in the NFC, and that would push the Bears down into a wild card spot. Fox 32, your home for all the action today. Game Day Live sets the stage at noon. Kickoff happens at 2 p.m. and then stick around after the game for full post-game coverage, including the press conference from Philly with Ben Johnson, with Caleb Williams as well. It's all right here on your home of the First Place Bears, Fox 32.
All right, 6:40 now, and Mike Kaplan's standing by with the check of the forecast, the big snow that's on the way.
Saturday. I'm just thinking about the football season. A lot of crazy things going on. Yesterday, Joe Burrow comes back, leads the Bengals to a victory over a really good Ravens team. Packers look really good against Detroit. And that team that the Bears walloped, the Dallas Cowboys, they beat the Kansas City Chiefs yesterday. So, and that's who
They're
beat
looking
the
way
Philadelphia.
better.
Yeah. The Bears have got a chance this afternoon. I'm going to have a coronary, I'm sure, watching the game as usual, but you got to back them. All right, there's a storm on the way. This thing just a few days ago was north of Hawaii. It's moved up in the Pacific Northwest. It's creating a big swath of snow from Montana through the upper Midwest. Numerous watches and warnings out for this thing, including in the Chicago area. 8 o'clock, it's still nowhere near us. Well, I mean, it's kind of near us, but the snow isn't getting in here until after midnight, really more like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. But by tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., and it is snowing, and rather robustly. The rain-snow line way off to the south. This is snow here. 3 o'clock, it's snowing. 6 o'clock, it is still snowing. 8 o'clock, the character of the snow becoming a little more patchy. I think by daybreak Sunday, we're done with any accumulating snow. There could maybe a flurry here or there. And then during the day on Sunday, it's just going to be cold and blustery, maybe a little bit of blowing and drifting of that snow. Here's the general thinking in amounts, variety of computer models that we use to gauge how much snow is going to fall. By kind of early tomorrow morning, we're looking at maybe only an inch on the ground so far. Mid-afternoon, now we're in that 4-inch club, and you're probably thinking, maybe go out there and get rid of that since there's more coming. By the time Sunday arrives, looking at widespread 8-inch snowfall totals across the area, with a few spots maybe getting a little bit more than that. All right, we're going to toss to a quick break and be back with more of Good Day on this Black and Orange Friday right after this.
We have a breaking development in Hong Kong's deadliest fire in years. Authorities now say they have arrested 8 people in Wednesday's apartment fire. At least 128 people have died. Hundreds more are missing. The fire tore through 7 of the complex's 8 buildings. They were under renovation at the time and were wrapped in bamboo scaffolding and green mesh. All 8 people arrested are connected to the construction company.
The clock is ticking at the Justice Department, which only has about 3 weeks now to release the Epstein documents. But as Doug Luzada reports from Washington this morning, still not clear what will come out of them.
There may not be much of a holiday weekend for many people at the Justice Department. Presumably, they are furiously going through the Epstein files.
We will continue to follow the law with maximum transparency while protecting victims.
Attorney General Pam Bondi says she will comply with the law, including the new one passed just last week requiring her department to release all it has on Jeffrey Epstein, the late financier accused of trafficking women and abusing girls. Epstein had plenty of high-profile friends, including former President Clinton and at one time President Trump, who said he cut off Epstein years ago.
I think we are going to get a lot.
Legal experts expect to see quite a bit.
My hope and my expectation is that the Justice Department will err on the side of transparency. These are documents that everyone wants to see.
And what so many want to see is whether other big names are implicated in Epstein's misdeeds.
This is obviously sensitive stuff.
But lawyers caution there will be redactions.
I don't know if we're going to see a smoking gun. There's going to be a lot for amateur sleuths to poke through about flight logs and whatever else. But we will eventually see this report.
Unfortunately, it has all come down to the Epstein files.
There has already been political fallout, including the big split between one-time allies Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene and President Trump, who initially had fought the release before backing it. Those pushing for more disclosures plan to follow this through.
Anyone who's involved in any kind of cover-up is going to be subject to criminal prosecution.
And because there can be redactions to these documents to protect either victims or ongoing investigations, this may come to a larger debate over what's not released next month. In Washington, Doug Luzada, Fox News.
Still ahead for us, your Thanksgiving leftovers could be used to fuel more environmentally friendly futures. And it is Orange Friday as well. Here are some of the photographs you guys have been sending in your fan gear. We love to see them. Keep them coming. GDC@fox.com is the email address. Just attach those photos. Got a new gallery every day and a big game at 2 p.m. against the Eagles. Go Bears. We'll be right back.
This
6:51 now. Welcome back to Good Day Chicago. And all is calm on the weather front today, but things will change come tomorrow, Mike.
That is true. It'll be snowing by this time tomorrow, and probably by this time tomorrow, already about an inch on the ground with many more on the way. Today, you're going to see a lot of sunshine. It's just cold. Right now, temperatures mainly in the low 20s, 22 at Midway O'Hare, Lakefront's at 23. But there's some teens. This isn't the wind chill. That's the temperature. 18 at Aurora's Airport, Woodstock, 19 at LaSalle, Peru. A little bit warmer downwind of the lake, Michigan City and Benton Harbor hanging in there just above 30 degrees. But the wind chill, what it feels like on the skin that you don't cover when you go out to the stores today, some spots in the single digits, including parts of Grundy and LaSalle County. Feels like about 10, though, at Midway. It'll get your attention. It's a winter storm warning now for Chicagoland. This is to more or less alert you to the fact that we have disruptive weather on the way. The warning starts at 3 a.m. tomorrow, and it'll continue through 6 a.m. Sunday. So it's kind of a long duration deal. Probably won't be snowing that much by the time we get to Sunday morning, but the impacts will still be ongoing. Let's look at the accumulation of snow. By tomorrow morning, 9:15 or so, looking at about an inch. And you're thinking, hey, that wasn't so bad. It just keeps snowing throughout the day. By mid-afternoon, about 4 to 5 inches of snow on the ground, and we're about halfway done, so that by the time this baby's over Sunday morning, widespread 8-inch snowfall totals. Few spots might get even a little bit more. Today, just cold. Sunny, 32, a little bit of cloud cover in the afternoon. Then tonight, the snow starts mainly well after midnight. If you've got evening plans, you're fine. You can get wherever you want to go. 25 degrees. Tomorrow, it's all snow all day and night. A couple of snow showers maybe Sunday morning. Another chance for an inch or so of snow Monday evening. And then it's just plain cold. Temperatures well below normal for the first week of December. Natalie?
Okay, let's check those travel times for you this morning. You can see no major incidents on the map. Everything we reported earlier has been cleared. We do have some issues on Metra. I'm going to name a few lines. There are 4 of them that are experiencing issues this morning. Union Pacific Northwest, Milwaukee District West, BNSF, and Union Pacific West. If you take any of those lines, please check your apps because some of those trains are either not running or running behind schedule. No problems on your L trains this morning. And let's check those travel times into the city. If you're hopping over to the Mag Mile, get some good deals. Looks like on the Kennedy, if you're coming in from the big airport, 25 minutes. On the Eisenhower 390 to downtown, 23 minutes. Stevenson I-355 to DuSable Lakeshore Drive, 22 minutes. And on the Dan Ryan 95th to downtown, 18 minutes. Anthony, everything is looking below normal commute time.
Good to hear.
Good to
hear. Okay, thank you, Natalie. You probably have some LOs in the fridge this morning from Thanksgiving, and you're probably going to want to make sure it doesn't go to waste. And a new report finds on average people throw out around 320 million pounds of Thanksgiving dinner in the trash, and that causes, this is a wild stat, the pollution that causes is equivalent to 190,000 cars driving around for an entire year.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
If only there were a way that you could safely give them to someone else, you know? Because it's cooked in a private kitchen, so I know that there are regulations,
right, perishable
but
stuff.
It'd be nice.
There's a cool story out there. We have it here on Good Day about perhaps in the future repurposing that stuff for jet fuel. Wild stuff. All right, if you were wondering what to do with all that leftovers, here is that more on that creative way to use them.
That's right. It may not mean fueling your body. It could mean fueling the future. Fox's Rebecca Castor has the story.
After gobbling up that Thanksgiving turkey, those fan-favorite side dishes, and all the countless desserts we can't resist, it's time for the leftovers. But if stuffing your stomach with more food is the last thing you want to do after a full day of Thanksgiving feasting, there's a new plan. Convert those food scraps into jet fuel.
So we try to, my lab, to mimic the Mother Nature's process.
Professor Yuan Weizhang, a researcher at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, says his lab of agricultural engineers has found a way to take excess food waste and convert it into biofuel. The team started by collecting food waste from nearby food processing plants, then using a chemical process to essentially fast-forward nature's timeline, which would normally take millions of years to create crude oil from organic matter. Now, minus the waiting, the team's food-turned biofuel has all the makings to go straight into a plane as conventional jet fuel.
Think about today's economy. We are more than 80 and 90% of our daily consumer product is derived from petroleum, crude oil. So if we can supplement or replace the crude oil, then, well, the world is much nicer.
But while the future of fuel could come down to what's left on the table,
sounds pretty cool.
Some say they have mixed feelings about turning those leftover holiday scraps into future fuel for travel.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I feel like most leftovers are probably not great for powering vehicles. They're better ate the next day.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, we compost, so any way to like make that not feel wasted, I think is a great idea.
At this point, these findings are still more of a proof of concept, but researchers say it does open up the possibility of using food waste to help the airline industry eventually achieve net zero carbon emissions. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Time now is 6:57. We got plenty more Good Day Chicago ahead. Keep it right here.
Your Christmas tree isn't the only thing wired right now. Your brain is as well for shopping bargains. Psychology experts at the Cleveland Clinic say that our brains have a reward center that lights up when we get great deals. So how do we avoid the temptation? Step away from the phone, step away from the computer for a moment, debate if you actually need that item, and evaluate your mood as well. Discipline. Experts say being well-rested and well-fed can decrease the tendency to do that impulse buy.
And maybe Black Friday, but a new survey from Drano suggests many of us may be dealing with a Brown Friday instead.
Uh-oh.
The brand survey found more than a third of Americans experience a clog or blocked drain after hosting Thanksgiving. Another survey from Yelp shows last year searches for emergency plumber jumped 27% the day after Thanksgiving.
Yikes. All right. Well, a new study says that writing builds resilience by charging your brain, and that includes texting. Researchers say the act of writing helps us process situations and create distance from it, and that can actually shift your mental state from being overwhelmed to feeling more grounded.
Good Day Chicago at 7 starts now.
Developing now at 7 a.m. on your Black Friday, a National Guard member dies after a shooting near the White House. We're going to talk about the new immigration action that the president is announcing in its aftermath.
The Bears prepare for their toughest challenge yet as they take on the defending Super Bowl champs. What we're watching ahead of their matchup with the Eagles.
And the holiday shopping rush is on. Thousands of families heading out for Black Friday deals. We are live to show you where the crowds are already building.
And unfortunately, we are in the calm before the storm. A lot of snow is heading our way.
Unfortunately. We thank you for joining us here at 7 o'clock. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Let's check in with Mike for the timing on this incoming power punch of snow.
I'm calling it the weekend wallop, but it's mainly a Saturday deal, and it's going to be all snow here, and it's going to pile up and have a definite impact. Now, ordinarily on a weekend, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but so much going on, a lot of folks traveling. So this becomes a little bit more of a heightened importance type of a storm. Sunshine, but still cold today. Highs barely getting to freezing. Snow moves in after midnight, probably more like 2, 3 a.m. Continues all day and all night tomorrow. Varying intensities. Probably the peak snowfall rates will happen tomorrow midday. Travel is discouraged with widespread 6 to 10 inch amounts likely. I think a lot of us are going to come in pretty close to 8 when all is said and done. Currently, 23 at Gary and Merrillville and Chicago's Lakefront, only 21 at O'Hare, 18 at Aurora, Woodstock, Rockford, and DeKalb. And the wind chills are down there, too. A few spots in the single digits, mainly between about 10 and 15. Definitely hat and gloves as you're migrating from the car to the shopping centers. And there it is, a winter storm warning. Goes into effect 3 a.m. tomorrow and won't expire until 6 a.m. on Sunday. Let's check those travel conditions out there, mainly aisle 4 at the mall.
Yes,
I'm trying to pull in there, Anthony.
You'll be fine in the car, but once you get into the mall, that could be a different story. All right, your travel times on the roadways are looking great. There were some earlier accidents, those have now cleared. I'll run through those in just a moment, but as Natalie mentioned a few moments ago, your big problem this morning is on the Metra. They're going back to their regular hours after holiday hours yesterday, and there are delays on 4 different lines. I'll just run through the lines themselves. It's the Union Pacific Northwest line, the Milwaukee District West line, the Rock Island line, and the Union Pacific West. Those are all facing delays this morning for signal issues and other problems. So certain trains are 15 to 20 minutes behind right now. So if you use any of those lines, be sure to check that Ventra app. All right. As for your inbound drive times on this Black Friday, everything looking in the green. 25 minutes inbound from the big airport to downtown on the Kennedy. 23 minutes inbound on the Eisenhower from Route 390 to downtown on the Stevenson. 22 is your drive time in between I-355 and DuSable Lakeshore Drive. And it's smooth sailing on the Dan Ryan. All right, developing overnight, President Donald Trump says he will pause immigrant visas from what he calls third world countries after 2 National Guard members were shot right near the White House.
One of them has died from her injuries. Specialist Sarah Beckstrom was just 20 years old. The president says he has spoken with her family.
Well, the family is devastated, as you can imagine, but we have spoken. She was so outstanding. I mean, I just heard outstanding in every single way.
The other victim is 24-year-old Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. He remains hospitalized. An Afghan national who worked with the CIA during the Afghanistan war is facing charges in the shooting. The suspect immigrated to the U.S. as part of a program to settle people who helped American troops after the U.S. withdraw from the country. Earlier Thursday, U.S. Citizens and Immigration Services Director Joseph Edlow said President Trump has ordered a review of every green card holder from every country of concern, although he did not elaborate which countries those are.
New this morning, police are searching for 3 people who stabbed a man on the Red Line. It happened at 47th Street Station just before noon on Thanksgiving. The victim told officers that the 3 men tried to rob him. He did fight back. One of those men stabbed him in the back. Police say he is going to be okay, fortunately, but police say the man did get away with his belongings.
And also new this morning, a 19-year-old is dead after a freight train crash in Blue Island. Happened near Broadway Street just after 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Authorities identified the victim as Jair Ortega. Another person is in critical condition. No one on the train was hurt. Police have not said what led up to the crash.
New video this morning of the aftermath of a massive fire that broke out in Englewood. Chicago Fire Department officials say it happened again on Thanksgiving near the intersection of West 59th and South Emerald Avenue. That is where Renewal Life Church is located. Firefighters are now trying to figure out how it started.
Whether you want the one-day shopping deals or you just want to walk off the turkey and stuffing, big retail stores, they are certainly ready to help what many consider the start of the holiday shopping season. It is Black Friday.
All right. Gabby Primus has been braving those crowds out in Rosemont. Gabby, how's that line at Lululemon? I know that was the hot spot a few moments ago. People rushing the door there.
Anthony and I took a peek down the hall here, or down the line of stores, and it's still a long line. But also a long line is the UGG store here, because guess what? 50% off some of the Uggs in there, and that's why people are just lining up, waiting to get those fuzzy pair of shoes that they love. All right, let's talk about some of the other deals that are going on. Yeah, Lululemon, they have their Black Legging Black Friday sale. Also, Ralph Lauren right next to us is pretty full. Tory Burch as well. The doors open at 5 o'clock for people to line up here at Fashion Outlets of Chicago, and everyone rushed in at 6 o'clock to some of those stores. You just see a video of it now. There's a couple of, shopping is supposed to be big this year. Some sources saying a record number of shoppers, around 187 million nationwide, will be participating in the sales event. This even as people may spend less individually due to economic concerns. Tariffs have been somewhat of concern this holiday season, but a spokesperson for the mall commented on what they experience here at the outlet.
Have a lot of product available. The outlets operate different than the full price stores do, so they're ready to go. The deals are here. They're just waiting for the customers to come find them.
How special is it for you to be able to wake up early, got your little treats, and make this an every year tradition?
It will be in her memories for life, so it's always a good thing, just so we have those memories together.
It is fun. You see friends, you see family here in line. Everyone has big smiles on their face, even though it's just 7 o'clock in the morning and the mall is packed. Some other highlights that are going to be here in Rosemont. There's going to be a DJ playing shortly for holiday music around the mall. Plus, some roller skating dancers, I hear, are going to be starting at 8 o'clock, and they're going to be passing out flyers, so that's interesting. Plus, of course, Santa Claus. He's going to be here for the best picture, perfect moment. We're going to check out some more lines, guys, because I have a feeling there's some more stores that I'm not saying that are extra popular. So maybe you can mark them down, Anthony, Natalie, make sure that you know where we're going to come later on in Rosemont.
It is helpful because we learned that you can get the famous Lululemon black leggings for just $40, 50% off at the UGG store. Keep doing your work out there, Gabby. Thank you.
Thank you. It's some hard reporting, but someone's got to do it.
That's right. Two of the NFC's best teams will go head-to-head during today's Black Friday game.
Toughest matchup of the season so far for the Bears as they take on the Eagles, who are the defending Super Bowl champs, everybody. This will be the first time these two teams have faced one another since 2022. Bears going into this thing as 7-point underdogs, and the Eagles coming off a disappointing loss in Dallas over the weekend, while the Bears, they are riding that 4-game win streak. Right now, both these teams sitting at 8-3, right near the top of the NFC conference. Here's another kind of twist in the plot here. After the Lions lost to the Packers yesterday, the Packers could wind up taking sole possession of first if the Bears lose. In that situation, the Bears would be put into a wild card spot. So a huge game today, lot on the line, and it's all unfolding right here on Fox 32. No need to even change the channel this Black Friday. Bears Game Day Live sets the stage at noon. Bears and Eagles kickoff happens at 2 p.m. Then after the game, you're going to want to hear from our coach, Ben Johnson, and QB1, Caleb Williams, will carry that press conference live from Philly. Again, that is all here on your home for the first place Bears, Fox 32.
Well, new video shows the impressive amount of people who traveled to meet their loved ones for the holiday weekend. The Department of Transportation predicted around 19 million people would fly, with more than 2 million alone traveling on Thanksgiving Day. And that's what you're seeing right here. But we're not out of the woods just yet. The TSA predicts Sunday will be one of the busiest travel days in agency history, with around 3.4 million people flying. Another 3 million passengers will pass through airports on Monday.
This would be gratuitous, but I would love to hear some insect buzzing, gnat sound over that. Bzzz. We look like a bunch of ants.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
That's unbelievable.
Okay, so Mike is standing by, and
ooh, look at that.
Beautiful. I was just going to say, Saturday is going to be a rough one for travel. What about Sunday?
Sunday, there'll still be some lingering impacts from the snow that had already fallen, but it won't be, snowing, maybe a couple of flurries in the morning. But the main deal is Saturday, and it is going to be, I think, one of our biggest single-day snowstorms ever for the month of November in Chicago, at least on record. Obviously, there may have been something before we were keeping records. Let's take a look at the weather map. We are not alone in this winter storm, with warnings going all the way up here into Montana, through the the Dakotas, almost all of Iowa under a winter storm warning, and yippers in the Chicago area, all the counties in pink. That is a winter storm warning. This goes into effect at 3 o'clock tomorrow morning, technically late tonight, and will continue through 6 a.m. Sunday. Natalie was asking, you know, is there going to be still some impacts on Sunday? Residual stuff left over from the snow. Really don't think there's going to be much snow actually falling on Sunday. This is a Saturday deal. So let's look at the arrival and departure of the storm system. Today, we're looking good. A lot of sunshine. It is cold with wind chills now close to 10 across most of the area, but with sunshine, we'll get up to around freezing. Evening plans, going out maybe for dinner. If you're not having leftovers, you're in good shape. If you're doing any kind of things, you know, 7 to midnight, you're fine. Late at night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Here's where the snow is beginning. It will be snowing tomorrow morning. It will be snowing early in the afternoon. It will be snowing late in the afternoon. In fact, some of the heavier snow may actually come down during the afternoon hours. Tomorrow night it's snowing. And then once we get to the early morning hours of Sunday, everything kind of winding down here, and the damage will be done. I think it's going to be a widespread, roughly 8-inch snowfall. All week long I've been saying 6+. Now we're kind of fine-tuning this. By tomorrow morning, you know, we're only looking at about 1 inch on the ground, and you might be thinking, oh, that's not so bad. Where's all that snow? Oh, here it comes by mid-afternoon. Now we're looking at 4+, and we're about halfway done with this thing, so that during the evening hours, we'll add another few inches to the total. Not a big disparity, north to south, east to west. I think it's a pretty uniform hit of disruptive snow. A lot of us are going to be in that 8-inch of snowfall club. Natalie and Anthony.
All right, thank you, Mike. Still ahead, the University of Illinois is working to turn your Thanksgiving leftovers into a way to help the environment.
And it is not only Black Friday, it is Orange Friday. Oh, look at that one. That was one of my favorites I've seen so far. There's the bear claw from number 18. Thank you so much for sending in your photos of you and your decked out Bears gear. Love to see it. GDC@fox.com. There it is again, Nat.
I love it.
Is that Matthew McConaughey in a golf hat? All right. Happy Orange Friday, everybody. Keep the photos coming. We'll be right back.
Rush hour, the traffic, roads is all busy. But turn the volume up. I'm just glad that y'all with me on the lakefront jogging or the living room sitting. It's time to find out what's
A National Guard member has died a day after she was shot near the White House.
Specialist Sarah Beckstrom was 20 years old. The other victim, 24-year-old Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, remains hospitalized this morning, with the suspect being an Afghan national who emigrated to the U.S. after working with the CIA during the war in Afghanistan. Now, President Donald Trump says he will pause immigrant visas from what he calls third world countries.
A big winter storm has its sights set on Chicagoland. Snow's expected to blanket the Great Plains and the Midwest starting tonight. Mike Kaplan says the city could see around 8 inches. 8 inches. He just updated it here by Sunday.
And two of the NFC's best teams will go head-to-head during today's Black Friday game. Bears will be in Philly to take on the defending Super Bowl champ Eagles. Fox 32, you're home for the game. Game Day Live sets the stage for this thing at noon, so keep it right here. Kickoff is at 2 p.m.
A breaking development in Hong Kong's deadliest fire in years. Authorities now say they have arrested 8 people in Wednesday's apartment fire. At least 128 people have died. Hundreds more are missing. The fire tore through 7 of the complex's 8 buildings. They were under renovation at the time, and they were wrapped in bamboo scaffolding and green mesh. All 8 people arrested are connected to the construction company.
For the first time, Russian President Vladimir Putin is addressing the U.S.-backed peace plan to end the war in Ukraine, and he is doubling down on his own demands. During a Thursday speech, Putin said Russia will lay down arms only if Ukraine withdraws from the Donbass region. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has adamantly ruled that out, saying in response that Russia has scorned efforts to end the war. The Trump administration is deploying special envoy Steve Witkoff to meet with Putin next week.
A fleet of UPS planes grounded after a deadly crash will not be back in service for the holiday season. The crash in Louisville earlier this month killed 14 people. The company now says it will likely take months to meet FAA guidelines instead of the weeks originally predicted.
All right, it's time to get another check of this weather and the timing on this major November snowfall that, Mike, you say could be a record, for a single-day record for the month of November?
It could be a single calendar day record for the month of November. Right now, that record is 8.0 inches. I think it was November 6th of 1951. And we're going to be close to that tomorrow with all of the snow falling really on Saturday. So if it doesn't break the record, it's going to be mighty close. Yeah. But it's a beautiful sunny morning right now. Look at the plaza, the park out there. This is absolutely gorgeous. There is still some color in those trees. Next week, it's going to look white out there entirely with that snow on the ground. You can see a few of the clouds out over the lake, but it's going to be a sunny day here today. It's just temperatures are really cold. Let's look at them. In fact, lots of teens away from the city. Aurora, Woodstock, DeKalb, Morris, you're in there in the upper teens. Low 20s for Northwest Indiana, 21 at Valparaiso, 23 at Gary, got 21 at O'Hare, and also Midway. So we've got a winter storm warning in effect for all of Chicagoland. This will be in effect from 3 a.m. tomorrow, late tonight, through 6 a.m. on Saturday, and this is for an impactful storm system. Travel is going to be really difficult. It's one of these deals where, you know, if you don't have to go out tomorrow, maybe try and forestall your travel plans. Now, obviously, some people do better in the snow than others, and if you only have to go a couple blocks down the road, you can get there. But if you're making plans to travel a couple hours away, I would say table those plans. So what we've got is snow tomorrow. I think it's going to be a widespread 6 to 10. Most of us are going to get around 8 inches of snow out of this. 31 for the high. 31 on Sunday. I'll mention a few snow showers, mainly early in the morning, but the accumulating snow, I think, is done by daybreak Sunday. Could be another inch or so of snow hitting us on Monday afternoon, with temperatures really cold for this time of year. And even though I'm showing 10, 8, and some temperatures in the teens for lows next week, I firmly expect a lot of suburbs to see lows closer to or maybe even below 0 on that fresh snowpack. All right, let's get it over to Anthony for an update on the morning commute to the shopping center.
Yes, indeed. There are the travel times. A lot of green on there, which is a great thing on Black Friday. Many people heading out to those area malls. The only real problem you're going to be facing is not on the roadways. It is on Metro. If you use that, there are delays on 4 different lines this morning. Metro Electric, the the Union Pacific Northwest line, Metro Electric's fine. Milwaukee District West line, the Rock Island line, and the Union Pacific West. So be sure if you have that app, that Venture app, to check those train times before you board, and take a look at your drive times on the area expressways. Nothing major to report here at 7:20. Everything running fairly smoothly. There was an accident on the Bishop Ford eastbound, a couple of lanes blocked, but the traffic is getting through there. So heads up, drive safe, and the big stuff is coming tomorrow.
Well, thousands of people turned up on Thanksgiving for the turkey trot, and it's not just a holiday tradition, it's an opportunity to do good.
Yeah, one organization raised $250,000 for food pantries in DuPage County. Fox 32 photojournalist Stefan Ward takes us there.
We gather here this day, in spite of the cold, being reminded of the blessings we have that warm our hearts in every day of our lives, that continue to come to us in so many ways.
Go. Just keep moving. We're very thankful. Thanksgiving for the last 42 years, we've been bringing people together to help feed the hungry. And over the years, we've probably raised nearly $5 million for the food banks and the emergency shelters.
Well, this one's a food drive, so just taking the time to give back that way.
It is special this year because even the food banks, the shelves are thin. So they've got to rely on individual food drives from churches and schools to help, meet the demand. We really hope that we can, drive some awareness, bring some more donations, especially at this time of need when everybody needs a little bit more on the shelves.
More important than ever that, we give back to each other, that we support each other, that, we give food to those that need it. And this is a good opportunity to give to an organization that gives food to those who need it.
I mean, it just, like I say, it takes a village, and it really does take everybody involved to get it done.
Love that salute. Yes, I do.
Done.
All right, 7:22. Plenty more Good Day Chicago ahead. Stay with us.
Fox 30.
All right. If you were wondering what to do with all your Thanksgiving leftovers, a group of researchers have come up with a creative way to possibly use them.
This may not mean fueling your body. It could be the beginning of the future of travel. How about that? Fox's Rebecca Castor has the story.
After gobbling up that Thanksgiving turkey, those fan-favorite side dishes, and all the countless desserts we can't resist, it's time for the leftovers. But if stuffing your stomach with more food is the last thing you want to do after a full day of Thanksgiving feasting, there's a new plan. Convert those food scraps into jet fuel.
So we try to, my lab, to mimic the Mother Nature's process.
Professor Yuan Weizhang, a researcher at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, says his lab of agricultural engineers has found a way to take excess food waste and convert it into biofuel. The team started by collecting food waste from nearby food processing plants, then using a chemical process to essentially fast-forward nature's timeline, which would normally take millions of years to create crude oil from organic matter. Now, minus the waiting, the team's food-turned biofuel has all the makings to go straight into a plane as conventional jet fuel.
Think about today's economy. We are more than 80 and 90% of our daily consumer product is derived from petroleum, crude oil. So if we can supplement or replace the crude oil, then, well, the world is much nicer.
But while the future of fuel could come down to what's left on the table,
Sounds pretty cool.
some say they have mixed feelings about turning those leftover holiday scraps into future fuel for travel.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I feel like most leftovers are probably not great for powering vehicles. They're better ate the next day.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, we compost, so any way to make that not feel wasted, I think is a great idea.
At this point, these findings are still more of a proof of concept, but researchers say it does open up the possibility of using food waste to help the airline industry eventually achieve net zero carbon emissions. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
All right, while you're enjoying your leftovers, we will see plenty of sunshine today. Temperatures on the cold side, but the storm, she's a-coming. Tomorrow, big snow on the way with a winter storm warning going into effect at 3 a.m. Tell you when that snow is going to start and end, and the amounts likely when we come back.
Say good morning, let the lights shine in and make a move. Yeah.
The holiday.
Welcome back. You're watching Good Day Chicago. It's now 7:30.
We appreciate you joining us. Here are some of today's top headlines.
One of the 2 National Guardsmen shot in Washington, D.C. has died. 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom succumbed to her wounds on Thanksgiving Day. The other Guardsman, 24-year-old Andrew Wolf, remains in critical condition. Beckstrom's family says she joined the military right out of high school. The suspect is accused of driving from Washington State to carry out the attack. He will be charged with murder.
And it is the Super Bowl of shopping today, Black Friday, everybody. And if you aren't watching us, chances are you are out there looking for a deal. Millions of people will be rushing stores today, crashing internet sites, looking for the perfect gifts and a good deal, maybe a little something for themselves as well.
And here comes Santa Claus, but instead of coming down Santa Claus Lane, he's coming down the CTA.
There we go.
Holiday train will start rolling on the green and orange lines today and will rotate through all of them until Christmas. The holiday bus is already rolling. You can use the CTA Holiday Bus Tracker to see when it's coming to your neighborhood. You know, we just told you about all the shoppers looking for a great Black Friday deal, and we were thinking here, who would be the best bargain hunter among the group?
Okay, so she's stylish. She's savvy.
Yes.
She's always right on trend. We were talking about Gabby Primus, everybody. That, I mean, right there. Look, Exhibit A for all those things. Gabby, you are a perfect representative.
A green poncho.
Yeah, a green poncho. What are you seeing out there, Gabs?
You know what? You know what's funny, guys? I was just like looking around. I've been observing, because that's also a great thing at a mall, is to people watch. Have you ever seen a teenage girl smile so large other than when she just got bought a new pair of UGG boots? Yeah, it's an exciting time here. And the mall is packed even at 7:30 in the morning, and it started here at 5 o'clock when people came in to Fashion Outlets of Chicago here in Rosemont to stand in line for their favorite store, and then the doors finally opened at 6 o'clock. We have some video of that I want to show you at the Lululemon store, because let's talk about some of the bargains that we're seeing at Lululemon. Some of their inventory is under $40. Here at Ralph Lauren, there's a good 40% off of the entire store, so that line has been pretty long as well. Also, Tory Burch has some stuff going on. We know that this shopping season is supposed to be big. Some sources saying a record number of shoppers, around 187 million, will be participating in the sales event. According to the National Retail Federation, the whole holiday period, the average shopper is projected to spend $890 this season, with $628 spent just on gifts. This, even as many spend less individually due to economic concerns. You know, tariffs have been a big concern this holiday season, but a spokesperson here at the outlet mall says the stores are fully stocked. Now, surprisingly, even though they grew up with technology at their fingertips, Gen Zers are big in-person shoppers. Stores often see TikTok leading them into the actual store and deciding the fashion trends. I talked to that same spokesperson about what just makes going in person on Black Friday so special.
They're seeing things that happen online or that influencers or trendsetters are doing. They're bringing in their phone and showing us what they want to purchase. So what they're seeing, they're excited to buy and want to buy it right away.
We got here around 4:30 this morning and then sat in the parking garage until like 5. And then we were third in Lululemon's line. And then we went shopping at Lululemon, and then we just went to Ulta.
And Madison was so sweet. She had her big Lululemon bag. She had her Ulta bag inside the Lululemon bag. She said she made out pretty good this year, and her dad was thankfully right there by her side. She said it's a really good experience for her. Her dad didn't seem as thrilled to be next to her with a big shopping bag. But you know what? Enough of this looking at crowds. We're going to go inside one of these stores. I'm thinking Tory Burch. I want to take a look at the inventory, see if the deals are really that good. I'm seeing even from here 50 to 20% off. Let's see. That's a big ticket item. I don't think I'll be walking away with anything, guys. But if you do want to pitch in, maybe I can.
We could Venmo you. We'll Venmo you. She's our eyes and ears on the
whatever
ground.
you want, Antho.
Okay. Sounds great. Gabsies, thank you. 7:35. You have seen all the people out there shopping. Maybe you want to hit the internet instead, avoid some of those crowds that Gabby is dealing with right now. But will you get better deals in person or online? To quote Shakespeare, that is the question. Yes, indeed. Here's the thing. It might have been a better option to shop in person a couple decades ago. Experts say today, not much of a difference between online and real world.
Into one big holiday, kind of a cyber week that starts, frankly, Thanksgiving Day is a huge day online and extends all the way to Cyber Monday, and everything's on sale all the time. Look for the deal you want. It doesn't matter which day you buy it.
Adobe Analytics says discounts hit about 21% on average before Thanksgiving, and then they peak at 28% off by Cyber Monday.
Okay, so there's a new top dog, Anthony. Soleil, a Belgian sheepdog, won Best in Show at the 2025 National Dog Show. She also took first place in the herding group. Her handler says the crowd's energy may have boosted her performance. Dogs in the competition judged on appearance, temperament, and structure according to their breed standards. If you were a dog competing at this show, which breed would you be?
Ooh.
So many to choose from.
Man, that's a good question. You might need to answer that for me. Structure and temperament. I know I'm not going to do well in either of those things. Okay?
Maybe a Yorkie.
There we go.
I'm joking, Anthony.
Oh, boy. Right. Okay, well, the biggest game of the year so far for the Bears happens right here on Fox 32 today, 2 p.m. kickoff. Philly versus the Bears. It is a must-win game to stay on top of the division. Bears Game Day Live will set the stage for this big one at noon. Bears and Eagles kick off at 2 p.m. Stick around after the game as well for all that post-game coverage. We're going to carry the news conference live. You're going to hear from our head coach, Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams as well. It is all here on your home for the first place Bears, Fox 32.
7:37 now, and Mike is standing by. We're all looking so forward to this game today.
Are you looking forward to the snow tomorrow?
Not so much.
I am so glad, though, it's happening on a weekend. I know a lot of people are traveling, but
you're sledding tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's a fun thing. Yes, there you go.
Maybe it's an afternoon trip to Mount Trashmore for us.
That's
our biggest hill nearby in Skokie, Illinois.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, a great opportunity to maybe break out the sled a little earlier than normal. A lot of folks love the snow, so I'm not going to speak badly of it, but what I will say is if you have travel plans, maybe more than just like around the neighborhood tomorrow, maybe consider delaying them until it's not as nasty out. This isn't going to be, a 50-mile-an-hour blizzard kind of a situation, but it's going to snow pretty decently tomorrow. Winter storm warning in effect for all of Chicagoland from 3 a.m. tomorrow morning through 6 a.m. Sunday morning. Even though the accumulating snow will be over before that time, there'll still be some impacts from the snow that will have continued to fall at night. Today, plenty of sunshine out there, but no warmth. We're only going to hit around freezing today. Winds much less than what we've seen over the past couple of days, but the wind chills are going to get your attention. All right, here's the snow. Overspreading Chicagoland somewhere between about 2 and 3 a.m., and it just keeps on snowing. Now, is it going to snow at the same intensity all the time? No. Will the snow vary in being fluffy at times to more of a wetter snow? You betcha. I think that tomorrow afternoon will be the maybe 4 to 6 hour period where the snow might come down a little bit more heavily. And then at night, things start to trend downward, and we'll be just left with a few dribs and drabs of snow by Sunday morning. Skies will remain mostly cloudy, and temperatures are going to struggle, especially early next week. Amounts all this week when I've been saying it's going to be a widespread 6+. Now that we're closer to the event, let's fine-tune the numbers. By 9:30 tomorrow, only about an inch of snow on the ground, and you're going to go out there and you go, hey, that wasn't a big deal. Mid-afternoon, all right, now starting to pile up a little bit. We've got about 4 inches down. And during the evening, we add to that, more or less doubling that, so that widespread 8-inch snowfall is likely anywhere in Chicagoland. I don't expect any kind of big variety in the numbers, unlike what we saw with the previous snow this month, where we had that lake effect that targeted only a couple of areas with a heavy snow. This is going to be widespread and fairly uniform in distribution. 32 for the high today. Lots of sunshine. Tonight, clouds thicken. Snow coming in after midnight. If you have early evening plans, you're fine. If you're out 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, that's when the snow is going to start. 25 for the low. It will not be windy tonight. Tomorrow, 31 and snowing all day. all night. A couple of maybe early Sunday morning snow showers, not a big deal. And then it gets really cold behind that system. Monday's high only 22. I think there may be another inch or so of snow coming in Monday evening. And then it stays much colder than normal through the end of next week. Winter arriving a few days early. Meteorological winter starts on the 1st. All right, got a couple of photos that I'd like to share with you. And this is from Greg Markey, looking upward toward that blue sky with a few cumulus clouds out there. Nice to see some sunshine, and you'll see plenty of that today, Greg. Thank you for your picture. And a couple of nights ago, I had a beautiful sunset. I was actually driving home as my car was overheating for the first of 2 times this week.
Oh, no.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. But as I pulled over to enjoy that sunset and vent my car out, that was the sky that I saw. It was absolutely spectacular. Have you got a great picture of the sky, or maybe your pet outside? Take some pictures of the snow that's coming in and send them to us via the Fox 32 weather app. Please include your name and tell us what town you took the photos in. Anthony.
Beautiful. Small silver lining to that car trouble for you. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. As we take a look from Sky Fox, that is over Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, the shopping mecca. Looks like the parking lot's starting to get a little full out there. Sunshine over Woodfield Mall. Hopefully that is a good omen for all you Black Friday shoppers. Stay safe out there. We'll be right back with more Good Day after this.
Make the most.
It is the day after Thanksgiving. Time to burn some calories by shopping. I'm talking with Wallet Hub's Chip Lupo now for where we can find the best deals. Chip, we're all bombarded with all of these ads. Clickbait, everywhere this time of year. So where can we find the best overall deals?
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Your best deals are, believe it or not, are going to be with your, what we used to call department stores, your traditional department stores like JCPenney, Belk, if you have those in your area, Kohl's. you can get some substantial deals, particularly JCPenney's upwards of somewhere in the 70%, 75% range. But that's primarily on things such as jewelry. Those are hot items. You can get some tremendous discounts there. Apparel and accessories, and in some cases, appliances. Not necessarily major appliances like washers and dryers, but things such as coffee machines, blenders, toasters, those types of things. You can get some really good deals at your department stores on these items.
Okay, so Chip, you mentioned appliances and jewelry. A lot of people will wait in long lines for Black Friday. For electronics, they're always a big seller at this time of year. Where do you find the best savings on things like computers and phones?
Well, your best bet's going to be electronics-based retailers like Best Buy. Home Depot can get you some really good deals on electronics. And, of course, Amazon, if you want to wait until Cyber Monday or anytime before, you can get some really good deals. You're not going to get as much of a discount as you would on other items because electronics are such hot commodities. But if you are one of these people that doesn't necessarily have to have the latest iPhone or the latest laptop or the latest tablet, you can get some really good deals on previous year's items at significant discounts, not only for Black Friday, but for the fact that they have to move this inventory to make room for the new items. So if you shop around, if you're not as choosy about what model number you have to have, you can get some really good deals on electronics too.
Chip, okay, 1 minute here. Give us a wrap up of how to avoid traps or maybe overspending.
Always go in with a budget. Clear budget with the maximum price you're willing to pay. And because sometimes if even slashed prices may still be more than what you're willing to spend. Avoid impulse buying. Very easy to do, particularly online. Stick to your budget. Don't overspend. Stay away from the impulse deals. And watch out for these deferred interest offers because they can come back to bite you. These 0% for 36 months or however many. Be careful of those. If you sign on for one of these deals, always read the fine print.
Okay, Chip Lupo, this is why we come to you for great advice. Now I've just got to stop myself from overspending today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
So you only... Welcome back to Good Day Chicago on this Friday morning. Natalie and Anthony with you here at 7:50, and want to send it over to Mike because you have been busy this week in the weather department.
Well, gearing up for the storm that's going to come tomorrow. It's been well advertised. I think it's going to behave as expected. I keep looking for ways that it might, throw a curveball here or there, but I think it's going to be a pretty impactful system. Ordinarily on a Saturday, I'm like, fine, let it snow, not a big deal. But so many folks going somewhere tomorrow, it's going to have greater impact than ordinary. 21 at Midway and O'Hare. It's just cold this morning. Look at the 18 at Aurora, 19 at Morris. Valparaiso, 20 degrees. A little bit warmer. Michigan City are the only spot 30 plus right now with that wind coming in off of the lake. Wind chills. Cold. Get the hat and gloves on as you migrate to the shopping centers. Feels like 8 at Sugar Grove, 9 at Valparaiso. Not much better in the city. 10 at Midway and 15 along the lakefront. Yesterday's winter storm watch has become today's winter storm warning. It goes into effect at 3 a.m. for all of Chicagoland, and it expires after the snow is done, 6 a.m. on Sunday, just to kind of carry over for the cleanup that will be taking place. This storm just a few days ago was north of Hawaii. It has developed now into a real deal, hitting the northwest into the upper Midwest, and it's going to send out a swath of snow in our direction after midnight tonight. Wee hours of the morning, that's when it starts snowing, and it will snow a little bit more heavily as that low gets closer to us during the afternoon, and that may change the kind of nature of the snow. Might become a little bit heavier, wetter snow for a while, and then it'll get a little drier at the end of this. Tomorrow evening, snow's really tapering off. I think by Sunday morning, the snow is out of here, but the cold will be with us, and it gets even colder on Monday when there's another chance for maybe an inch or so of snow coming in. Let's look at the amounts. I kind of time this out for you. Tomorrow morning, you're looking out 9 o'clock. It's only about an inch of snow on the ground, and you might be thinking, yeah, they said it was going to be a big one. And no, just wait. It's coming. Mid-afternoon, 4 inches of snow, and then we end up somewhere in the 8-inch ballpark by 8 o'clock on Sunday morning, and that snow is not going to melt anytime soon. All right, let's get a traffic update. Anthony?
All right, we can do that in just a moment. Mike, I got a story to tell just for a second here. The first actor to play Spider-Man in live action on television has passed away. Danny Segrin played Spider-Man on the Electric Company for Spidey Superstores. He was he was a Sesame Street puppeteer, actually, who was brought over to be Spidey. He never spoke because word bubbles were used to help kids learn to read. He also occasionally would play Big Bird and performed on Captain Kangaroo as well. He was 81 years old, and no cause of death has been given. But I actually remember.
Do you?
This rings a bell to me. Yeah, his performance there as Spidey.
I almost want to dig up that footage because I think my daughter would enjoy that.
So nostalgic. Yeah. All right, the Oscar buzz new drama Hamnet is now playing in theaters around Chicago. This film tells the story of the real-life tragedy that inspired William Shakespeare to write his masterpiece, Hamlet.
Interesting. The film is being hailed as an Oscar favorite and a tearjerker. Jake spoke with these stars about audiences being left in tears and whether or not they cry watching their own movie.
I'm sure you guys are fully aware by now that this movie is absolutely destroying people. There were a handful of moments that honestly just broke my screening, and people were left in puddles of tears. And I'm always sort of curious for the actors who are in those scenes, if you know while you're shooting that it's going to have that effect. Like when you're on set, say shooting at the Globe and the Hamlet performance in the film, did you know on that day that it was going to bring us to tears?
No. It's moving us to tears and moments, but it's not about it's not about that necessarily. It's you're never in a scene thinking about how it's going to land with an audience because there's so much. That's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to the actor in front of you and the story at large. And Chloe, it's great if an audience responds in a way that it's felt similar on the day, but it would be strange, I think, if we were like, this line's going to get them real good. I don't know.
Although I think Jacoby did. Jacoby was like, the day he had to do Hamlet's death, said to Chloe the night before, I'm going to break your heart tomorrow. And he did.
Yeah.
I mean, he backed it up. I mean, he's absolutely right. Okay, this is maybe a strange follow-up. Can you guys cry at your own movie? Like if the three of us were to sit down would we all be crying together, or are you too close to the project for it to sort of have that same impact that it has on me?
I cried at this one.
The first time I watched it, I was 8 months pregnant, so I was very emotional anyway. And it's a film about motherhood and about, losing a child. So I did cry, quite a lot when I watched it the first time.
So if you're ready to get weepy, tune in, I guess.
My wife Maggie, this has her name on it.
Okay.
She likes those Shakespeare movies.
She'll have to give us a review.
Yeah, indeed.
Plenty more Good Day Chicago ahead. Keep it right here. Greenland is pulling a Game of Thrones. It's set up a night watch. It's not a bunch of guys on a big wall of ice. It's diplomats in the foreign ministry who are keeping watch over what President Trump says and does while Greenland sleeps. Early on in his second term, the president made a big deal of trying to get control of Greenland from Denmark.
Okay, well, first the Louvre was robbed, so it's going to return the favor. Apparently, starting in January, the Louvre is going to charge Americans an extra $37 to get in. It's not just us. Anyone outside the European Economic Zone is going to have to pay that $37. The Louvre says it'll use the extra money to renovate the building and, thankfully, to pay for new security. Thieves stole the crown jewels last month, valued at like more than $100 million. And it was then revealed that the security system's password was the word Louvre. Come on.
Very creative.
Yeah.
If it feels like Black Friday shopping is an addiction, science says it is. The Cleveland Clinic says a reward center in the brain gets triggered when people see a great deal. So it leads to chasing something you probably don't need. Shopping tends to also relieve boredom and stress, except when the bills come, and then it's a lot of stress.
However, there's a lot of people who won't be chasing that bargain today, Nat.
Okay.
There's a growing movement. Well, it's been in the works for years. It's called Buy Nothing Day. And this is a day designed to rebel against consumerism. It was actually started in 1992 by a Canadian artist, and now more than 60 countries observe it. So, yeah, no buy day. Some kids in Minnesota, guess what? They might want to start setting up an instant replay office. Freshman football players at a high school play an annual game against their dads. The dads won 28-14 this year, but the thing is, the dads win every year because the team's coach is serving as the ref, okay? That's called a conflict of interest. No wonder the dads are on a winning streak.
All right, since you are done eating turkeys, How about hugging a few? A farm. This is right up Caitlin's alley. I can already tell. A farm in Tennessee called the Gentle Barn lets you get some quality time with a flock of turkeys. They're all rescues. Owner says she got the idea that turkeys could be therapy animals when they started following her around. Or maybe the turkeys were just keeping an eye on her to make sure she wasn't getting
an axe out. I didn't know they were so pettable. Yeah.
Anything with a beak like that could potentially peck your eyes out, I'm going to stay away from.
Good Day Chicago at 8 starts now.
It is Shop Till You Drop Day, Black Friday, and we have Gabriella out there with all the people rushing to the stores looking for that bargain today. She's giving us peeks inside the mall. It's been busy since before 6 a.m. there, especially in front of Lululemon's. We're going to show you just how busy things are over there.
Are you looking for a little puppy love this Christmas? The Better Business Bureau is going to join us to show you how not to get bit by scams.
And everything old is new again. We're going to show you the toys you played with as kids that are making a comeback this Christmas.
And Caitlin's here with a check of the forecast, and it's going to be busy tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm hoping that those of you who have to travel can hold off, maybe travel on Sunday instead.
Yeah.
Or hit the road today, because it is going to be a beautiful day today. Cold, absolutely, but the snow is on the way. That's what Natalie's talking about for tomorrow. So a very wintry kind of weekend is ahead. In the meantime, this morning we look great. We've got sunny skies, blue skies for everyone. Temperatures, though, they're lacking. It's only 22 degrees outside with that west-northwest wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Today's going to be generally a quiet day outside of the cold temperatures. We are sitting at 20 in Aurora and DeKalb, 25 in Gary. For today, highs are going to be pushing to the low 30s. I expect around 31 degrees for us. But with that being said, tonight, tomorrow, snow is on the way and a winter storm warning is in effect because of it. I'll show you how much snow we expect ahead. Natalie.
Thank you, Caitlin. One of the two National Guardsmen shot in Washington, D.C. has died. The president says 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom could not overcome her wounds. The other Guardsman, 24-year-old Andrew Wolf, remains in critical condition. Beckstrom's family says she joined the military right out of high school. The president says he will pause all immigration from what he called third world countries.
She's dead. She's not with us. Incredible person, outstanding in every single way, in every department. Just horrible. As you know, the other young man is fighting for his life. He's in very bad shape. He's fighting for his life, and hopefully we'll get better news with respect to him. And the monster that did this is also in serious condition. But we won't even talk about him.
That suspect is an Afghan national who came to the U.S. legally in 2021. He got an asylum visa that investigators say expired in September.
All right, this morning there are now at least 128 people dead in the Hong Kong tower block fire, and another 200 people are still missing. The fire spread to 7 out of the 8 buildings, and crews are having to go through each unit to find victims or survivors. The head of fire services there says none of the fire alarms in any of the 8 buildings went off. Investigators say 8 people tied to renovation work on those buildings have now been arrested. Man is recovering this morning as well back here locally after being stabbed on a Red Line train. Police say the 48-year-old victim was approached by 3 other men on that train. They wanted to rob him. This was Thanksgiving morning just before noon. One of them wound up stabbing him with a sharp object during an ensuing fight. That victim is hospitalized. He is in good condition.
You still got a couple more days before you have to move your car. The winter overnight parking ban starts on Monday. You need to read the signs to make sure you aren't in a spot where you will get towed. And believe us, hundreds of cars get towed on the first day every single year. We cover it every year. Keep in mind, there are also streets where you can't park at all when there's 2 inches of snow, and obviously good chance that's going to happen this weekend. How about this? A plot twist in the Tara Reid story in Rosemont. The man in the police report told TMZ that she invited him outside to smoke. He says she appeared to be tipsy, but he says he was as well. He claims when they went back in and he tried to close his tab, she handed him her purse and told him to get the key. But he says she screamed for security when he opened that purse. Reid told police someone spiked her drink, which the man denies. She was there, or she was here in the area for the Chicago Sports Spectacular.
All right, here comes Santa Claus, everybody. Instead of coming right down Santa Claus Lane, he's coming down the CTA. The holiday train is going to start rolling on the green and orange lines today and then rotate through the other lines all the way up until Christmas Day. Holiday bus is already rolling, and you can use the CTA Holiday Bus Tracker to see when it is coming to your neighborhood.
The Chris Kindle Market says it's going to address everybody's concerns about crowds and safety this afternoon. There have been complaints this year about some new restrictions at Daley Plaza. The market has been limited to 1,000 people at a time. It had been 5,000. Event operators wanted the mayor to loosen the restrictions to back to what they were. Wasn't that long ago we'd see full-on WWE matches on Black Friday. I know one of our directors, Nick, always looks forward to that. But today it's wrestling for the best deals.
Indeed, indeed. But things have calmed down a little bit since earlier this morning. Gabriella Primus was out with the crowds at the fashion outlets of Chicago. She joins us now with another live update, and I see some promising stats next to you. Is that what we're looking at here with that sign?
Yeah, you know what? I told you I wanted to get a closer look at Tory Burch. This is one of the stores that has a pretty good deal. The holiday event, 50% off plus 20%. We'll go inside here in just a little bit. But guess what? I just saw a roller skating dancer passing out some flyers. Oh, there she is over there. Let's see if we can get a catch. Yep, there she is in the candy cane outfit. I love it. It is festive over here. Also, there's some music playing in parts of the store as well, or the mall as well. You know, the parking lot is already full, but I was told that if you do come and there's not a lot of spaces, the Rosemont Theater is also open. But that just tells you how busy they are right now. Here is the line for Tory Burch. Let's talk about some of the deals that we've seen so far this morning. Over at Lululemon, you saw that line. It was some items off under $40 plus 50% off over at UGG. Also, Ralph Lauren next door here to Tory Burch has some pretty good deals going on as well. We know that this year is supposed to be big for shoppers. Some sources saying a record number of shoppers, around 187 million nationwide, will be participating in the sales event. Now, according to the National Retail Federation, the whole holiday period, the average shopper is projected to spend $890 this season, with $628 spent just on gifts. Now, we know this is even as many spend less individually due to economic concerns. Tariffs have been a concern during the holiday season, but a spokesperson here said that the outlet mall is good to go. The shelves are stocked. Surprisingly, even though they grew up with technology, Gen Zers are big in-person shoppers, with TikTok leading them into the stores and also deciding some of those trends. I talked about the excitement that comes with Black Friday and some of the tradition with the spokesperson, also some shoppers around the mall.
Black Friday is a holiday for a tradition for a lot of folks. It's what they do every year. They're excited for it. We have ladies that come out in matching sweaters, or folks who get really dressed up, and they make a whole day of it. It's great. We love it. It's so much energy.
What's your plan today? How are you navigating Black Friday?
Just looking to see where the deals are. Really looking to get some Christmas shopping done for everyone before the holidays really pick up and work picks up.
Okay, yeah, he was shopping. He had his whole family here. They had spread out. They already had a plan in place. Let's go inside Tory Burch. I want to see some of these deals, because he said that some of them were whole weekend holiday event deals, like these purses here, $149. He said they're upwards of definitely $200 when you come in, and they usually only do like black and brown, but they added a color this year. That's kind of interesting, guys, if you need an idea for me. But yeah, it's packed. They can only have so many, obviously, to make sure the store isn't so packed. So that's why there's a big line, and they slowly let people in. But it's rocking and rolling here. And guess what? No WWE moves so far this morning. I'm not going to lie to you. I was kind of wishing I'd see a little bit of excitement, but I'm not throwing hands. No one else is throwing hands. Everyone's cool, collected, especially in this classy Tory Burch store here. Okay, I'm going to look around, let my husband know what I want for Christmas, and I'll send it back to you for now.
Listen, you put it out into the universe. You've manifested it, okay? I like your chances to get one of those purses, Gab.
He just slips it in. This is a great gift for me. Yeah.
Just in case. Yeah, now we know. Now we know.
Thanks, Gabby.
Colored purse.
Yep, goes with your eyes. Thank you.
I actually do think that's pretty nice. Yeah. All right, 8:09. What a difference Joe Burrow makes for the Bengals of Cincinnati. They look like a whole different team against Baltimore last night. Burrow back for the first time in 9 games. He had been out with turf toe, threw 2 TDs since he ran over the Ravens 32-14. We hope the Bears can do as well today. later against the Eagles. All right, the game that had the Bears put down their turkey and getting to the TV screen was in Detroit. Green Bay was thankful for the Lions' lack of a pass defense. Jordan Love throwing for 4 TDs. Packers won this game 31-24. The Lions' playoff hopes are on the bubble right now, but the Packers have now put some pressure on the Bears, okay? Things are going to change at the top of the NFC if the Bears lose today. All right, it was already a big game for the Bears in Philadelphia today on Fox 32. It's even bigger now because with Green Bay's win, the Bears do have to win to stay on top of the division today. Bears Game Day Live sets the stage for this thing at noon. Kickoff for Bears Eagles is at 2 p.m. It's right here on Fox 32. You don't even need to change the channel right now. And then you're going to want to stick around after the game, football fans. We've got the news conference. We're going to carry that live. You're going to hear from Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams as well. It's all right here on your home for the Bears, the first place Bears, Fox 32. As we say good morning again to Caitlin
Hey,
Cody.
Caitlin. Well, hi.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing some shopping today, by the way?
I think I'm going to be right parked in front of the TV today on this channel.
Right.
Watching our team, our
Taking
sports
notes.
team, get
Yes.
us ready, get us psyched. Yeah,
Well, that's
exactly.
fun,
Your dress today matches the sky.
Yeah.
In its current condition.
We've got sunny skies and the snow that's to come, right? Kind of a wintry-esque days to come. Can't wait to go play in the snow tomorrow. If you are traveling, though, it is going to be dicey out there. Let's talk about today, though, first, because maybe you do have some shopping to do. It's going to be a cold one. Temperatures right now are in the upper teens to mid-20s. It's 23 degrees at the lakefront, 22 at O'Hare, 23 at Midway, 19 at Woodstock. Temperatures in northwest Indiana in the low to mid-20s for you. Again, it's a quiet start. We do have blue skies, sunny conditions. Today, we don't have wet weather. It's tonight and tomorrow that snow starts to move on in. So let's give you the timeline with our Futurecast. Again, through the day today, it is going to be quiet as temperatures reach around freezing as our high, 31 to 32 degrees. Then we get it on this evening, and we're already dropping back down into the 20s. So if you have dinner plans, 7:15. Expect the 20s, and then tonight, that's when the snow starts to move in. We have accumulating snowfall expected through the day on Saturday. Notice, covered in blue from start to finish, 4:45. It's still snowing. Temperatures tomorrow reaching around freezing, and then perhaps a little bit of rain mixing in before things do dry out on Sunday. Sunday is going to be a chilly one as well. So what you want to see, I know it, how much snow are we going to get? Well, I stopped the timeline at lunchtime tomorrow because if you have to travel, I would encourage you to do it early in the day. As we get on into the afternoon, these numbers climbing 4 to 8 inches, 8 to 12 inches before things are all said and done. So we're looking at a range of about 6 inches to about 10 in most spots. You can see lower numbers as we get south of the city. We'll take a look at your full 7-day forecast coming up.
Thanks, Caitlin. Do you remember Stretch Armstrong? Sure you do. Anthony, you totally do. You might be getting him for your kids this year.
Okay, we've got more weather on the way as well. I need my memory jogged a little bit on Stretch. Here is a quick look, though, at your 7-day forecast as we had to break. We'll be right back on this Black/Orange Friday. Stay with us.
Dad, it's really cold in here.
Yeah, I think the furnace is out again.
Dad, the toilet's backed up again. Dad, power's out downstairs.
Great. Heating, plumbing, electrical all at once.
Lucky us. Dad, just call Four Seasons. They can fix everything. Your trusted local experts.
Whether it's heating, plumbing, or electric, call your trusted local experts at Four Seasons today.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
8:15 now. Chicago police need your help finding a missing man. As we take a look outside now to the headlines, Daniel Davis has not been seen since Monday night. His family says he was in a car crash in Marionette Park. He was given a ride to his place of business by a first responder, but he walked away from there at some point. His family says his phone is off. Witnesses say it appeared he needed medical help. If you know anything, please call police. One of the two National Guardsmen shot in Washington, D.C. has died. 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom succumbed to her wounds on Thanksgiving Day. The other Guardsman, 24-year-old Andrew Wolf, remains in critical condition. Beckstrom's family says she joined the military right out of high school. The suspect is accused of driving from Washington State to carry out the attack. He will be charged with murder. Well, today is the Super Bowl of shopping. It is Black Friday, finally. And if you aren't watching us, chances are you're out there looking for a good deal. Millions will be rushing stores today and crashing internet sites looking for the right gifts and maybe a little something for themselves as well. 8:17 now. Let's send it over to Caitlin Cody. Pretty good weather for shopping today, though, if you bundle up.
Get inside and do something fun. It is going to be a cold day. I'm with you, Nat. And maybe Gabby could treat herself off that story. Get something for yourself. It is beautiful this morning. We've got blue skies, sunshine, but we have drastically changing conditions on the way as we work our way into tonight and tomorrow. So the regional view satellite and radar shows quiet conditions for Chicagoland. A little bit of snow still coming down in portions of LaPorte and Berrien County. But for the majority of us, we're going to see that snow, as mentioned, starting tonight. And tomorrow is going to be a bit hazardous if you have to travel. We'll get into that in a moment. First, though, talking about current conditions, it's 23 degrees at the lakefront and Midway, 20 in Aurora, 21 at LaSalle, feeling like we could be around 10 to 20 degrees. So the feel-like temperature is only 11 at O'Hare right now, 16 at the lakefront, 10 in Morris, 11 in Kankakee. Now, we do have a winter storm warning in pink indicated behind me. You can see this is going to be starting tonight all the way through until Sunday morning, and this is where we could see around 6 to 10 inches of snowfall. So really all of us getting in on that snowfall with this winter storm. Our futurecast shows this afternoon quiet conditions, still going to be sunny and beautiful. 8:30 tonight. Still looking good. And then we get into around midnight on, and the potential for snow is here. Notice we don't get much of a break during the day tomorrow. 4:45, it's still snowing. Now, as we get into the later evening, we could see a little bit of rain mixing in south of the city. But then Sunday, starting off, a little bit of leftover snow before things do dry out. And that's when it is going to be a winter wonderland. 7-day forecast. Temperatures in the low 30s this weekend, lows in the 20s. And next week, the 20s will be here as our highs. So a very cold stretch of weather is ahead. Natalie.
Thank you, Caitlin. The toys you grew up with might be a good gift for your kids this year. Steve Noviello takes a look at some retro toys making a comeback.
Since the 1970s, Stretch Armstrong has wowed kids with his incredible ability to stretch, twist, and bounce back into shape, pull him up to 4 feet wide. Also a staple for the last 50 years, Yes and No brand. These iconic Invisible Ink trivia game books are back after decades of gameplay. Swap out their screen time for this simple Invisible Ink reveal format to keep your kids entertained. Whip up sweet treats with the iconic Easy Bake Oven. This kid-friendly oven lets aspiring chefs bake cookies, cupcakes, and more. It uses a safe electric heating system, no open flame required.
These next 3 nods to nostalgia will have you powered up like it's the 1980s all over again.
Tamagotchi Paradise is the intergalactic next chapter in the popular virtual pet experience. Watch your character grow and shape the world around them with more than 50,000 possible outcomes across 12 unique spaces. This is not your dad's Rubik's Cube. Rubik's Cube Pulse Cube lights up to let you know you have 60 seconds to solve it. Need more time? Tap to add seconds or reset for another round. It's speed cubing with a pulse-pounding twist. Step into the spotlight with the Wheel of Fortune electronic game. Just like the classic hit TV show, this handheld format lets players spin the wheel, guess letters, and solve puzzles. More than 300 official puzzles included, and so are those sound effects.
That Wheel of Fortune game looks like a lot of fun. 8:20 now. We need to see your Bears spirit today. The Bears need to see it as well. Here are some of your picks in your Bears gear on this Orange Friday as we go to break.
Welcome back, 8:23. It's the day shoppers wait all year for in some cases. Unfortunately, it's also the day scammers wait for all year. So I love the timing on this next interview. We're talking to Steve Burness. He is the president and CEO of the Better Business Bureau to walk us through how to protect ourselves today on Black Friday against scammers. Steve, thanks for being here. Appreciate it, sir.
My pleasure, Anthony. How are you?
I'm doing great. I don't want to get scammed today. I don't want my fam to either. So let me start off by asking you this. Seems using Google or Bing to look for deals has actually gotten harder over the last few years. Run us through how scammers trick you into thinking that you're getting a good deal when you click on some of these results.
Well, the scammers know that they know that there's scams, a chance to get you in some way. So what they do is they buy type of ads at the top of Google, and they make it look like it's an authentic website. The #1 complaints at the Better Business Bureau in the last 4 years have been online scams. So they buy those ads at the top, they make it look like they're authentic. They may change a few keywords, and before you know it, you're on a website that is a spam, or it could put malware on it and lock up your computer. So be careful buying online. Make sure you know and trust the retailer and go to them directly instead of clicking on those links. Those links get you in trouble all the time.
Okay, so is there any way to, because I know that some ads are legit, you know, especially on Google there. Should you just avoid those pop-up ads altogether, or is there some kind of thought process we can go through?
Well, the ones that appear on the side of your screen that pop up after you looked at a TV an hour ago and all of a sudden the same TV is there, and you get a pop-up ad, you don't know who that retailer is. It could be somebody else that's behind it. So you have to know the merchant or the retailer before doing business with them. So be careful of those pop-up ads. If you're going to a legitimate website of a retail, that's fine. But exactly when those ads pop up, or you get those email notifications that this great deal, click here, you never know where you end up going on those.
Yeah, it's kind of the Wild West. Is there a way, once you're on a site, to determine whether it's legit or not?
It's very hard to tell. In the past, you can look at misspellings and things of that nature. Now, with the advent of internet and those things online, it's very hard to tell. You have to look at the URL, basically, and see if you're on the correct URL. But they may change one slight character in it. Instead of in Amazon, instead of having ON, they have a 0N. So things of that nature, you always got to be on the lookout for. But AI can create a website in 90 seconds, make it look authentic, and create ads as well for the scammers. So we're seeing a lot of increase in those types of complaints at the Better Business Bureau.
Okay, so AI is behind some of this because any old scammer can use AI to create a legit looking website.
It happens all the time, and they do it quickly, and it makes it look so authentic. It takes care of all the problems that you had in the past with the misspellings and grammar and all that stuff now, and it does it automatically, quickly for them, and it actually asks you then for your credit card information. It does all that as well, and that's all they want to steal is your credit card information.
How about scammy emails or perhaps fake ads on social media? What's the landscape look like there?
Well, they're increasing on the social media, unfortunately, on the TikTok and all the other platforms as well. These are scammers behind those particular types of ads, so they're buying those advertisements on there. So people think they're safe. They're talking to somebody they think they know and trust, when in actuality it's a scammer behind that. So you've got to know who you're dealing with. You check them out with the Better Business Bureau, other sources, and look at their customer reviews to see if they have any kind of track record. If you can't find any information, that could be a sign in itself that you got to be careful of.
Okay, I want to ask you a little bit about pets. Some people do like to give pets this time of year. I understand that's also some prime real estate for scammers, though. So can you run us through some red flags to look out for here?
Sure, Anthony. So basically, people are buying pets online. It's always an increase in complaints at the Better Business Bureau between November and December. We just issued a national study recently. There's three types of dogs: French Bulldogs, Dachshunds, and German Shepherds. So if you see them online, some of the red flags you mentioned are low prices, too good to be true, and you can't meet them. You can't meet the dog. They'll ship it to you. You can't see them on video or anything like that. That's what usually happens. And extra charges. You need an extra cage, or they need immunizations or extra shots, or do you need insurance? That's the tip-off to the rip-off on those.
All right, proceed with caution this Black Friday. Steve Burness with the BBB. Always appreciate your expertise, sir. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, this is a movie a lot of people love. Now it is on the Chicago stage. We've got one of the actors from Mrs. Doubtfire with us this morning, and she is going to tell you what to expect in this show and what it's like to be part of the Mrs. Doubtfire legacy. Caitlin.
Cold, but beautiful. Look at that blue sky. Sunny conditions for today, but snow is on the way tomorrow. Winter storm warning is in effect. I'll show you how much snow we expect for your Saturday ahead. .32 now, taking a live look outside, corner of Michigan and Lake there, right outside the Fox 30. I thought we were going to get like some retro 80s music. Oh, yeah, baby. There you have it. It is Friday.
Black Friday. Be careful out there. Avoid the scammers. We just heard from the BBB. This is their Super Bowl, too, so
Right.
heads up there.
In the meantime, Chicago police need your help finding a missing man.
Daniel Davis has not been seen since Monday night. We want to show you his picture right there. This comes from the police department. Take a look there if you're close to your screen, please. His family says he was in a crash in Marionette Park and was given a ride to his place of business by a first responder, but he walked away from there at some point. His family says his phone is off. Witnesses say it appeared he might have needed medical help. So if you know anything about where Daniel is, you're asked to call police.
One of the two National Guardsmen shot in Washington, D.C. has died. 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom succumbed to her wounds. The other Guardsman, 24-year-old Andrew Wolf, remains in critical condition. Beckstrom's family says she joined the military right out of high school. The suspect is accused of driving from Washington state to carry out the attack. He will be charged with murder.
All right, as I mentioned, Super Bowl shopping today, Black Friday, and if you aren't watching us, chances are you are out there looking for a deal. Millions of folks will be rushing to the stores today, crashing those internet sites, looking for the right gifts, the perfect gift at a good price. Maybe a little something for yourself, too. could be the day.
That's right.
Maybe.
You got to treat yourself. 8:33 now. Hey, Caitlin.
Good morning. Happy Friday. I think we're all confused about what day it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanksgiving, Friday, the weekend. Today, it is going to be a beautiful day. We already have sunny skies, 31 degrees as our high today, and we have big changes coming, including snowfall, accumulating snowfall on the way tonight, tomorrow, into early Sunday. So let's take a look at our futurecast for today. First of all, highs in the low 30s as mentioned. We have beautiful blue sky. It is going to be a really nice day for shopping because you can travel to your destination, no issues because of the weather, get inside and stay warm. Now, as we work our way into tonight, this is 12:30, starting to see some snow moving in from the west, and then Saturday, covered in blue, the snow will be coming down throughout the entire day. We are going to have quick accumulation, and if you have to travel tomorrow, we encourage you to do it early, of course, because there's going to be less snow on the ground. That snow is going to start to wrap up as we head into tomorrow night, and then early Sunday, we could see a little bit of rain mixing in, especially south of Chicago. And then notice we do have drier skies on the way for Sunday. It's still going to be cold, though, and that snow will be sticking. Let's take a look at our futurecast snowfall maps. Stopped it here at 11:30. So tomorrow at lunchtime, we already are seeing 1 to 4 inches across Chicagoland. And then the snow continues to come down with around 6 to 10 inches expected for most. So you got to take it easy out there on the roads. And if you can, just stay put tomorrow. Back to you.
Good advice. Caitlin, thank you so much. If you are out shopping at the fashion outlets of Chicago, just let us know what Gabriella Primus is picking up for us because we want to know our gifts early.
That's right.
Yeah.
Gabby, I'm sure, went out there with her wallet open. So, Gabby, you have been giving us some of the great finds out there, and do you have any more?
You know what, guys? I decided that my safe space is going to be within the crowds or kind of away from them
Right.
because inside, no one has patience for the camera and the big light and the reporter. They're just trying to find their own deals. So, you know what? This is where we're going to be. We're going to look at the lines. Like here at Coach, this one's pretty good. Coach is actually becoming, pretty popular again. I guess it's always been popular, but I've been telling you this morning that Gen Zers are actually big in-person shoppers, although they've grown up with technology, and TikTok leads a lot of those trends. One of those trends is going to Coach right now, so it's kind of interesting. They said an extra 25% off of select styles. I wonder how many select styles there are. That's my question. We talked about some of the other deals we're seeing here in Rosemont at Lululemon. There's a black legging sale. Also, a lot of their items under $40. We're still seeing literally like over 100 people in that line right now. Well, let's talk about some of the stats that we're seeing for Black Friday 2025. The parking lot is full here in Rosemont, but they do have some extra parking over in the Rosemont Theater. That's a good note, too. I have to sneak that in. We know that shopping is supposed to be big this year. Some sources saying a record number of shoppers, around 187 million nationwide, will be participating in sales events. According to the National Retail Federation, the whole holiday period, the average shopper is projected to spend $890 this season, with $628 spent on gifts alone. Although we know this even as people may be spending less individually due to economic concerns. Now, tariffs have also been a concern this holiday season, but a spokesperson with the mall says they are fully stocked at the outlet stores. Surprisingly, we talked to some people who said that they've made this a tradition and they have their families spread about, and this is how their Black Friday shopping has gone so far.
Last year I got here I think around 6:30 and I waited 2 hours in line. So it was like crazy for last year, but this year was way better.
I do it every year. I go with my family and we all always come here and just hit everything. I love it, it keeps us young. It brings us all together. It's a nice way to spend the day after Thanksgiving.
It is. I mean, we're seeing a lot of big smiles on people's faces. Plus, the mall has incorporated a DJ, so we're hearing some music around the mall. We have some roller skating dancers, like you saw, passing out flyers. I think some candy canes as well. And then I have my eyes set on Santa. He's right down there. There isn't a huge line for him just yet. Maybe he's taking this little bit of a break, but he's here, you guys, and he wants to hear what gifts you want. So, Natalie, Anthony, I'll wait to buy you something but you have to tell Santa first. Okay. And then he's going to pass the word.
Yeah, there's a process.
So today might not make my day.
We get it. Yeah, he's going to be a busy guy. Gabriella, thank you so much for yet another update from the outlet malls. We have to switch gears back here in studio at 8:38 on your Black Friday. There are at least 128 people now confirmed dead in Hong Kong, the Hong Kong Tower Block fire, with another 200 folks still missing. This fire spread to 7 out of 8 buildings, and crews are having to go through each unit, each and every one, to find victims or perhaps survivors, hopefully. The head of fire services say none of the fire alarms in any of those 8 buildings went off. Investigators say 8 people tied to renovation work on those buildings have now been arrested. And back here in Chicago, a man is recovering from being stabbed on a red line train. Police say the 48-year-old victim was approached by 3 people on that train. They wanted to rob him. This is just before noon on Thanksgiving. One of them stabbed him with a sharp object during an ensuing fight. That victim is hospitalized right now. Police say he is fortunately in good condition.
There's a plot twist in the Tara Reid story in Rosemont. The man in the police report told TMZ she invited him outside to smoke. He says she appeared to be tipsy, but says he was as well. He claims when they went back in and he tried to close his tab, she handed him her purse and told him to get the key. But he says she screamed for security when he opened it. Reid told police someone spiked her drink, which the man denies. She was here for the Chicago Sports Spectacular. Still got a couple more days before you have to move your car. We remind you every year the winter overnight parking ban starts Monday. You need to read the signs to make sure you are not in a spot where you will get towed. And believe us, every year, hundreds of cars get towed on the first day every year. Now, keep in mind here, there are also streets where you can't park at all when there's 2 inches of snow, and there's a good chance of that this weekend.
All right, here comes Santa Claus. But instead of coming down right down Santa Claus Lane, he's coming down the CTA. Holiday trains start rolling on the green and orange lines today. They will then rotate through all the other lines, red or brown, purple, all those lines. You just have to wait your turn. The holiday bus is already rolling as well, and you can use the CTA Holiday Bus Tracker to see when it is en route to your neighborhood. Okay, the game that had the Bears putting down the turkey, getting over to the television screen. This was in Detroit. Green Bay was thankful for the Lions' lack of a pass defense yesterday. Jordan Love threw for 4 touchdown passes. Packers won this one 31-24. So the Lions' playoff hopes are right now on the bubble. But the Packers have put some pressure on the Bears. It's already a big game going into today between Bears and Philly. Even bigger now because with Green Bay's win, the Bears do have to win today to stay on top of the division. Bears Game Day Live sets the stage at noon. Kickoff happens at 2 p.m. right here on your home of the Bears, Fox 32. And stick around after the game, of course, for full post-game coverage, including Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams' press conference from Philly. It's all right here. Don't change the channel. Stick with us all day.
How about this, Anthony? You've seen the WWE Body Slam Chicago. You've seen AEW put a chokehold on the city, but this weekend, you'll get to see real American freestyle take over Chicago. It's Olympic-style wrestling with a very high production value. The league's 3rd ever event comes to Wintrust Arena tomorrow night. It streams exclusively on Fox Nation, and if you subscribe to Fox 1, you'll get to watch it.
Okay, cool event there. All right, the stakes have never been bigger for the Bears. Today's game has first place on the line, and on Good Day Chicago at 9 o'clock, Lou is going to be here to tell us what he expects for Bears versus Eagles today.
K&G's
The touring production of Mrs. Doubtfire has been taking the country by storm. We're lucky to have one of the cast members with us this morning, Ava Rose Doty, who plays Natalie. That's my name. How fun. Yeah. So how do you like playing a Natalie on stage?
It's super fun.
Yeah?
The show is amazing, and we tour around the country, and all the other kids are so fun to hang out with, and the cast members and performing every night is just a dream come true.
Oh my God, you are just so, I just want to bottle you up, Ava Rose. So you grew up in Downers Grove. So tell me how this works then. How did you get selected for this production that travels internationally, because it goes to Canada as well?
So basically, I live in Downers Grove.
Yes.
And we go to the airport, and so I'm on a layoff for Thanksgiving right now, so we have the whole week of Thanksgiving to just be at home. And so we travel with a tutor and a wrangler. The wrangler takes us backstage and helps us with whatever we need, and then the tutor's with our school when we have any questions.
Yeah.
And travel around the country, and sometimes we go to Canada. And yeah.
Well, let's talk about the production itself. Where is it being held in the Chicagoland area? And what is your favorite part of being a part of this production?
My favorite part of the show, so of the production, I really like the cast members. They're all super fun.
Good.
But my favorite part of the show would be that I like the scene Playing with Fire. It has a lot of things happening. It's the nightmare sequence, and then but I also like Lavosa, where he gets revealed, and it's the dinner, and that's super fun.
So would you say that this show is good for kids and adults?
Yes, it's a very family-friendly show. It talks about family and love, and even when your parents are not together, they still love you.
Sure.
So, yes, definitely.
Now, I watched Mrs. Doubtfire when I was a kid. It came out well before you were born. Were you familiar with the movie? Did you watch it before the production?
Even before I had auditioned, I still had seen the movie, but I just kept watching the movie during rehearsals. And
yes.
It's one of my favorites.
I love that. And do you ever get sick of saying the same lines over and over and over?
Not really.
No.
It's super fun.
You know, I think there are a lot of moms and dads out there who think their children would be so cut out for what you do on stage. They would think, oh, my son or daughter would be perfect for this. When did you decide that this is what you wanted to do?
So when I was 5, I did my first show. My sister had done a little bit of theater.
Okay.
And I was like, this looks fun. And so I tried a show, and I was like, this is really fun. And so I just kept doing shows, and I did it professionally. Then I got an agent and a manager. And I just started doing bigger and bigger productions. And I auditioned for this, and I was just like, this is what I want to do when I grow up.
What is the hardest part of all of it?
I think the hardest part, well, sometimes on tour, keeping up with the travel, especially early travel days, is sometimes hard. And also, sometimes you miss your home, but yeah.
So do you think this is something that you want to do long term? Then what are your future goals?
I definitely want to do this when I'm older. It's one of my goals. Being on Broadway, and yeah.
What advice would you give kids out there who maybe are interested in doing the same thing that you're doing?
Never give up on your dreams.
I love that. So tell me the production, where's it taking place?
So the production, we're going to go to Denver, Colorado.
Oh my goodness, have you ever been there before?
No.
No. Well, you're going to have a great time there. The Mile High City is what they call that. Where else are you going that you're looking forward to?
So there's a bunch of other cities.
Yeah.
We're going to 77 cities. I don't know how much we've been to yet. But I'm looking forward to going to Florida because we're near Disney and stuff.
That'll be fun.
And some of the warm cities.
Yeah.
And I also loved when I went to Milwaukee, because Milwaukee was near Chicago. That was an hour and a half away. Also Rockford, all my friends and family will come to that too.
Yeah. Now, do you have brothers and sisters? You said you have a sister, right?
Yeah, I have a sister who's 13. She's
How fun.
Aubrey.
Well, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, Ava Rose. And
you too.
Go see her in Mrs. Doubtfire. She is just as sweet as pie, is she not, Caitlin?
I'm obsessed with her. Obsessed with
a
her.
little squeaky voice.
Whenever I hear a little kid, I'm like, oh, where's the baby? Congratulations. She's amazing. That personality.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Let's talk about this weather, shall we? It is beautiful out there. Today, we've got blue sky. That's going to stick with us through the day today, but the temperatures are going to be a little bit on the chilly side. Tonight and tomorrow, all about the snow. So talking about our weather headlines, we have a winter storm on the way for Saturday. 6 to 10 inches of snowfall expected for most in Chicagoland. And then we settle into bitterly cold temperatures next week. Talking about highs in the 20s. Right now, though, satellite radar shows quiet conditions for us in the city. You can see from the live shots even. We've got blue sky. That sun is so beautiful. But we are going to have that snow move in tonight. And then tomorrow, that's when the snow is going to be continuing throughout the day. So for today, highs right around 31 degrees. Typically, we're at 43, so we're more than 10 degrees below normal. Tonight, we're dropping down to the low and mid-20s. And then tomorrow, highs right around freezing with that snowfall. So let's take a look at how much snow we do expect. Again, by midday, 2 to 4 inches of snow. A little bit less the farther south you go. You can see as we round the lake 1 to 2 from Gary to Michigan City at that point. So if you have to travel tomorrow, which we encourage you to just stay put, but if you have to, try to do it early because that snow is going to continue to fall, and that's when we could see around 6 to 10 inches before things finally dry out as we head into early Sunday. 7-day forecast, temperatures staying in the low 30s through the weekend. That's actually going to be mild compared to what's to come. Mid-20s Monday and Tuesday. Back to the low 30s Wednesday, back to the mid-20s on Thursday. So winter has finally arrived. It's 8:51. Stay with us.
All right, if you've been a golf fan for decades, you definitely know about Fuzzy Zoeller. He has died at the age of 74. He famously won the Masters in 1979 on his very first attempt. He would also win the 1984 U.S. Open. But his career really came to an end in 1997 when he made a racist joke about Tiger Woods, who who was on his way to winning the Masters by a record amount that year. In 2008, he wrote in Golf Digest it was the worst thing he had ever done, that he had cried about it many times over. No cause of death has been given for Fuzzy Zoeller's death. Again, he was 74 years old. All right, the Oscar buzz new drama, it's called Hamnet. It's playing in theaters around Chicago, opens up this weekend. This film tells the story of the real-life tragedy experienced by William Shakespeare and his wife Agnes, the death of their young son Hamnet, which inspired Shakespeare to write the play Hamlet.
Oh, and Jake spoke with the film stars about shooting some of the films, those heartbreaking scenes, and how it makes them look at the classic play differently now that they know the real story behind it.
Jesse, you brought up sort of the death of Hamnet, and I really want to talk about shooting that sequence if you don't mind. I'd love to know, as an actor, when you know that day is coming and you're walking onto the set, what do you need from yourself as an actor? What do you need from Chloe? What do you need from your co-stars? And where is your head on that day when you walk on a set knowing that that's the moment you have to shoot?
Well, we shot in sequence. So, you know, leading up to that moment, there were so many moments already experienced, and me and Jacoby and the whole family had really bonded at that point. And yeah, I was nervous that day, but no more nervous than I was for, you know, the scenes where Agnes and Will fall in love. And I think it's never served me well to hold so much pressure around a scene. And with this, I was so lucky because I had an incredible director in Chloe who was able to create an environment where we felt safe enough to go wherever it was going to take us. I had incredible people that I was able to look into the face of and work with and be in an experience with. And really, when I get to set, I just want to take my hands off the wheel and see where it takes me. So I had no idea where it was going to take me that day. There was nothing in the script that said at this point, Agnes lets out a scream, or this is the way you grieve, or there was nothing. There was nothing that, you know, we just all got into the river together and that's what came out.
Wow, that's absolutely unreal, that actually. Paul, really quick, is there a line in Hamlet that now reads differently to you?
There's a line that he says about the illness. It's an instant tetter barked about. He says about the illness that kind of creeps over, the ghost says that creeps over his body. I always found that just very moving because he's actually just taking what he assumed happened to Hamlet and putting it, or on Hamlet and putting it on himself. And I just think that language is so, it makes my mouth water like I'm going to get sick. I think the language is so violent.
Yeah.
But beautiful at the same time.
Fox.
Hey, welcome back to Good Day Chicago at 9 a.m. Here's a look at some of the fun we've got coming up for you today.
Black Friday is upon us, and the biggest deals already flying off the shelves. We are live at the fashion outlets of Chicago with a look at the crowds and what you need to know before you head out to get a deal. Also, custom pet portraits on premium tequila bottles. Okay?
What?
Yeah, it's a thing now.
Okay.
It's a thing. Look at this.
I love this idea. The luxury holiday gift that is turning heads at the Ritz-Carlton. We're going to have a preview of that coming up. And handmade gifts, festive decor, and so much more.
Yes, the Holly House shop is here with these one-of-a-kind gifts. Perfect for your family and friends this year. This is going to get all of us away from Amazon. It's going to support local artists and artisans. So we're looking forward to that as we take a live look outside and check in now with Caitlin Cody for a look at the forecast. Look at that view.
Look at that.
Ice.
Wow. I don't think I've seen this camera.
Calm before the storm.
Yeah.
You can see the curvature of the earth all the way up from that camera.
Thanks, Mike Kaplan.
Oh, wow. All right.
He's going to come running out of the weather instead of saying, no, you can't.
Excuse me. Blue skies, sunny skies. Yes, it's gorgeous, but it is going to be a cold day. So let's talk about our current conditions. Right now, it's only 24 degrees outside. We have that wind coming in out of the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Perfect day to go shopping because it is chilly, but you can also get to your destination with no issues because of the weather. Right now, it's only 21 degrees at Woodstock. Temperatures in northwest Indiana in the mid to upper 20s. As we get into tomorrow, everyone knows, #1 headline, a winter storm is on the way. Winter storm warning is in place all the way through until Sunday morning before things do dry out. So let's get a timeline here of when the snow arrives and how long it's going to be snowing for. Today, as mentioned, highs are going to be in the low 30s. We're hovering around freezing as our high with that blue sky. And then by this evening, we're already dropping down to the 20s. So by 7, we're in the mid to upper 20s. It's cold. And then tonight, especially after midnight, we have that potential for snow moving in. And then during the day tomorrow, we are covered in blue. This snow is going to be gathering quick, accumulating fast. And then as we get on into the afternoon, highs right around freezing. It'll be a fun day to go play out in the snow with the kids, you know? It's going to be Saturday. Hopefully you don't have to travel. As we get into Saturday night and early Sunday, though, a little bit of rain could be mixing in, especially south of the city. And then finally we dry out on Sunday, but it is going to be a cold day. Let's talk about that 7-day forecast. So again, tomorrow, accumulating snowfall around 6 to 10 inches for most of us. Tomorrow, 32, and then 31 on Sunday with drying conditions after a little bit of snow in the morning. But then we settle into the 20s. So it's going to be very cold to start off the week, especially. Notice our morning low on Monday, 12, and then 15 Monday night. Highs back to the mid-20s on Tuesday. Wednesday, low 30s are expected, and then the mid-20s on Thursday. So we have a long stretch of cold temperatures next week. Again, highs in the 20s, meaning most of the day is going to be in the teens, perhaps around 20. But for today, it is going to be a quiet one. 31 is our high. And as mentioned, tomorrow is going to be the day to watch out for that accumulating snowfall. So if you have to travel, do it early. If you can hold off, just wait, stay put. And then on Sunday, you can hit the road once things clear out. Back to you.
Good advice. Good advice. Thank you, Caitlin. Okay, it's 9:03, and Chicago police need your help finding a missing man.
Daniel Davis has not been seen since Monday night. His family says he was in a crash in Marionette Park and was given a ride to his place of business by a first responder. But he walked away from there at some point. His family says his phone is off. Witnesses say it appeared he needed medical help. If you know anything, please call police. One of the 2 National Guardsmen shot in Washington, D.C. has died. The president says 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom could not overcome her wounds. The other guardsman, 24-year-old Andrew Wolf, remains in critical condition. Beckstrom's family says she joined the military right out of high school. The president says he will pause all immigration from what he called third world countries.
She's dead. She's not with us. Incredible person, outstanding in every single way, in every department. Just horrible. As you know, the other young man is fighting for his life. He's in very bad shape. He's fighting for his life, and hopefully we'll get better news with respect to him. And the monster that did this is also in serious condition. but we won't even talk about him.
That suspect is an Afghan national who came to the U.S. legally in 2021. He got an asylum visa. Investigators say that expired in September.
The Trump administration is ordering a review now of green cards issued to some foreign nationals in the wake of this.
The U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services says it will re-examine all green cards issued to those coming from 19 so-called countries of concern. The countries are in various regions such as Africa, the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and the Caribbean. And there are at least 128 people dead now in that Hong Kong tower block fire.
And another 200 people are still missing as of this morning. This fire, absolutely unbelievable what happened here. It spread to 7 out of 8 massive high-rises. Crews are now having to go through each and every unit, trying to find victims, perhaps find survivors. The head of fire services there says none of those buildings, look at that, none of them had working fire alarms. And the fire alarms never went off in any of them. So now investigators are investigating 8 people tied to renovation work on those buildings. They've all been arrested. Here's some new video this morning from Sky Fox showing the aftermath of a fire that broke out here in Chicago in the Englewood neighborhood. Chicago Fire Department says this happened on Thanksgiving right near the intersection of West 59th and South Emerald Avenue, and that is where Renewal Life Church is located. Firefighters are now trying to figure out how that fire started. All right, we are warning you here that you have just a couple more days before you have to get in the habit of moving that car.
The winter overnight parking ban starts on Monday. Start reading those signs to make sure you are not in a spot where you will get towed. And believe us, it happens every year, and I'm so sad for the people that it happens to. Yeah. Hundreds of cars get towed on the first day, December 1st, every year. Keep in mind, though, there are also streets where you cannot park at all when there's 2 inches of snow. And there's a good chance of that this weekend.
For sure. I mean, it's almost 100%, right?
The overnight parking ban is just overnight, right? Otherwise, you can park there. But again, if it's 2 inches or more of snow, some streets, no go.
You've been warned. All right. Chris Kindlemarket says it's going to be addressing everyone's concerns about crowd levels and safety concerns this afternoon.
There have been complaints this year about some new restrictions at Daily Plaza. The market has been limited to 1,000 people at a time. It had been 5,000. Event operators wanted the mayor to loosen the restrictions to back what they were.
We will update everybody later today when we know what's going to go on with that. Black Friday in full swing today. Shoppers are out early hunting for the best deals.
Gabriella Primus joins us live from the fashion outlets in Rosemont, one of my favorite places. Hey, Gabby.
You know what? One of my favorite places now, too. Isn't this, like, horrible that I'm walking around this mall for hours and I don't have one shopping bag with me? That says a lot. I'm sticking to business right now, okay? The pleasure comes later. All right. How are you two? I'm with 2 shoppers who just came in, Talia and Taylor. You guys are best friends, and you're coming in. All right, and you just got here. You went to Ulta. Guys, how are you going to navigate Black Friday today?
Honestly, I'm just going off vibes. Like, I'm trying to get the best deals. I'm just trying to get the best stuff today.
I asked you guys if you have a budget. Again, just going off vibes, since whatever calls you is for you.
Yeah, so I was supposed to make a budget today. I didn't, so we're just going where the deals are.
Okay, you told me that it was hard to find parking, and just a reminder for anyone coming here to Rosemont, the parking lot is apparently full already, even though it's only, 9 o'clock, but the Rosemont Theater has some parking. You guys went to Ulta. That was your first stop. Can you give me a little bit of a haul? I need to know what's in there.
Okay. So I love perfume, so I got the Rose Era, and I'm excited because this is about to be out of stock forever, so I got it. I also got a grab bag gift, so I can't show that. But then I also got mascara, and then because I spent $75, I got a free robe.
Oh my God.
I'm already starting off strong.
Okay, it's looking good for you guys. Did you think when you come in that you'd see a DJ and all hyped up in here or what?
No, I didn't know there would be a DJ, but we're loving it. They're playing Christmas music and all type of other good music, so.
Okay, you guys and I were talking about how, kind of in the early 2000s, I mean, it was crazy in the mall, it was crazy in Walmart, Target, like people were going out throwing hands almost. How is it like coming in this year, 2025, into Black Friday, and do you guys usually come in person?
So this is the first time I've came in person for a really long time. It's kind of chill, honestly. Like, I mean, there's a DJ. Like, this is not normal. I'm used to, like, fighting, trying to get in line. So it feels really cool.
I was actually shocked because the parking lot was so full. There's so many people in Ulta, so I just didn't think it would be that many people this early, but the people are out today.
Okay, is there one store that you guys are really wanting to hit up?
Aritzia.
Yeah, I came for the Super Puff, so.
I know, I was just in there, guys. It's slim picking, so get in there. But there's no line, so that's good. All right, well, you guys have a great holiday season. Enjoy your shopping. Thank you so much for chatting. Okay, like I said, the parking lot's already full, so that's a good indicator that things are going well here in Rosemont. They said 2024 was a record-breaking year. They just opened this spot in 2013. They're expecting it to be the same this year, another record-breaking year. I have a lot of options, guys. It's going to be a whole full day occasion after my full shift, so
go to it.
I'll let you know what I find. But it is a dang shame that I don't have some bags on my arms.
You got to change that. Gabby, thank you so much for the update. I love that those ladies are shopping on vibes. You know, now they don't have like an itinerary, like, oh, this is the deal, I'm here to get vibes.
Just,
I
yes,
love it.
it's very, what is the generation younger than us?
Z?
Gen Z. It's
Yeah.
very Gen Z,
Very
I
Gen
feel
Z.
like.
There you go.
Santa Claus is coming to town, but instead of coming down Santa Claus Lane, he's coming down the CTA.
Holiday train, everybody. Look at that. Elves worked hard this year. You could tell, right? It's going to start rolling today on the green and orange lines, and then it's going to rotate to the other lines all the way through Christmas Day. Holiday Bus is already in action around the city, and all you have to do is use the CTA Holiday Bus Tracker to see when that bus is headed to your neighborhood.
Coming up here on Good Day Chicago, it's Orange Friday. Luke Canellis is going to join us to talk all things Bears ahead of today's game against the Eagles.
Indeed, indeed. We got a little prop there. You see those things over there?
Pizza.
Pizza. Jets Pizza in the house, 4 boxes. That's the, is it Detroit style? Is that what Jets?
It is Detroit style. Yes,
oh, can't wait to see that.
The deep dish squares.
Oh, indeed, indeed. And then here you're looking at more photos. You guys have been doing such a great job of sending in your photos for our Orange Friday galleries. Keep them coming, everybody. GDC@fox.com. Send them in. And we will be unveiling a new gallery every Orange Friday throughout the season. We'll be right back. Welcome back, 9:14. It is Orange Friday. We are kicking it off with pizza. Pizza. Look what we got here. We
We've got my Jets pizza.
Yes.
So keep your hands off it. All right? Don't play a Mark Strell on me. You know, I have Strell on Sundays before Bears games. And I actually opened the pizza box, and there's pieces missing.
Before you even got on?
Oh, that's boy. At least Kaplan asked. The one time Kaplan was here on a Sunday. All right, so we've got the sausage today with the peppers.
Onions.
Have you had Jets?
I love
I think it's phenomenal.
I love it.
That Detroit crust.
I've only had it once or twice. So
I'm a pizza connoisseur, by the way.
Okay.
All right. So I've got my favorites in the city, but my favorites choose not to sponsor the program, so I'm not going to give you guys a plug right now. You know what? Are you listening? Malnati's, Palermo's, Vito and Nick's, all right? You want me to talk about your pizza, then you got to pay for it.
You just accidentally
Anyway,
did.
there's a code. Today is Football Sunday, even though it's Black Friday football.
Yep.
By the way, the Bears haven't played on a Friday in 59 years.
How did they do?
I forgot.
In 1966.
Yeah, really good. I like that. So, yeah, there is a code. So if you want to make sure that you've got your Jets pizza as you get ready for the Bears game, Chicago 13 is the code. You need to put in the code. Chicago 13. Get your Jets pizza, one topping, $13.99. You cannot beat it. And the pizza's terrific. I love Jets pizza. And I'm not just saying that. I am a huge Jets pizza fan.
The Detroit style.
That's why it's protected here.
It is really, really, the time that you allowed me to have a bite, it was fantastic.
And I've got four
May
of them.
I please have a piece of that after the segment? May I please have a piece?
You can have one piece, but I take it back to my sports staff.
Thank you.
Oh, see how that's going to roll.
I got one.
Big Aunt Heron's coming in to have 3 of those probably. All right, let's talk about this game coming up. If the Bears win, it proves to the world they're for real. If they lose, does that mean that they're no good anymore? I don't think so.
Absolutely not. I think the Bears have been terrific this year. And listen, you can only play the teams that are on the schedule. All right? And it doesn't matter how the Bears have won football games. You have to learn how to win, and they are learning how to win and believing in themselves. And we have seen this before with the Vikings when they had that 14-3 charm season and others. And the Bears, I'll never forget, Ben Johnson told me, I had a chance to sit down with Ben Johnson at the NFL owners meetings last April. And Ben Johnson told me off camera that this football team will be playing its best football in the month of December. All right? It takes time to learn the scheme. It takes time for the coaches to learn the talent that they're working with. So he said, give us time. All right? I get it. People don't want to be patient, but we will play our best football in December.
It's almost like the good
They're
gets
playing
better.
with house money.
Yeah.
The good's
They're
getting better, the
8-3.
better's getting best.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're getting healthy. Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon are back for this game.
Mike was saying all these, 4-game win streak, but all of them are nail biters. He's avoided the cardio care unit.
Sanford, that's a big one.
But what does it do for the resilience of a team when they're pulling out these narrow wins each and every week in terms of building that resilience?
It means everything. It's building character with this football team. It means that the coaches are starting to trust rookies, Colston Loveland, Luther Burden, Ozzie Trapillo, getting more playing time right now. And the players are trusting the coaches. They're buying into what the coaches are selling every day at practice. I call these players corporations. Let's not kid ourselves. It's about how much money can I make? How much better are you going to make me, Ben Johnson? And now these players are saying, wow, this guy really knows what he's doing. I get it. He had success in Detroit, but he had talent. He had Dan Campbell. Now look at what he's doing with the Bears.
Well, and look at the struggles that Dan Campbell and company are having. They had a tough loss at home against Green Bay last night, and as you pointed out, what are they missing this year?
You talk to Lions people. Forget about what Lou Canella says. Lions people will tell you we are missing Ben Johnson. We are missing the creativity of our offense. Dan Campbell should not be calling our offensive plays, which he is doing.
Their loss, our gain. Now, let's talk a little bit about what happened yesterday between the Lions and the Packers, because that changes the dynamics. How big of a game does that
listen,
make?
Bears lose? Anthony, Bears lose, they fall to second place. All right. And I get it. There'll still be 5 games left on the schedule. But there's something mentally where a player feels great going to work every day knowing he's sitting atop it. the NFC North. Bears lose this football game against the Eagles. Packers move into first. Bears fall to second place. And if the playoffs were to start tomorrow, the Bears would have the 5 or 6 seed, would play in a wild card game, potentially against the Packers at Green Bay. So you're playing for home field advantage as well.
Big time.
Well, give us that code again for these pizzas.
Again, the code is Chicago 13, one-topping pizza, $13.99, Jets Pizza. Put in your order. Kickoff here on Fox, 2 o'clock. Our coverage starts at noon, and then keep it right here on Fox 32 because we've got post-game coverage as well. What does that mean? We are taking Caleb Williams' press conference. We are taking Ben Johnson's press conference. We are also inside the locker room because we are the one station with Cassie Carlson live in Philadelphia before and after the game.
You're a busy man today, Lou. Thank you. Go Bears.
Love being here.
And since you told me that I could take an entire pizza,
I'll take these other
that's
3
yours.
right here.
This one's mine.
Again, a bunch of thieves. The only one I'm giving a piece of pizza to is Natalie.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back, 9:22. We are getting into the holiday spirit with the Holly House Shop. This is a boutique filled with handmade gifts, festive decor, and even custom jewelry.
Joining us now is owner Samantha Frontera and partner Mary Nez. Perfect, to show us how they're supporting local artists and helping shoppers find unique holiday gifts. Nothing strikes my fancy more, ladies, than a boutique. I love it. So talk a little bit about what inspired you to create Holly House Shop.
Yes, so my mom and I actually started about a year ago because she makes baby items and she had no place to sell her items. And we tried Etsy, we tried everything, and then we saw a storefront and we were like, okay, let's do it. So we opened up in Orland Park, and then Mary became my partner about 6 months ago and added the Arrow permanent jewelry.
Mary, why don't you run us through, I understand we are getting away from like the Amazon.com, the big box. How do you pull together the collection that's available?
So we interview local vendors. Everyone creates their own item.
That's a great idea. So they kind of decide what they want to showcase. For people who are not familiar, tell us about the permanent jewelry.
So permanent jewelry is custom fitted bracelets, anklets, and necklaces. It is welded on instead of clasped, so it just creates a nice seamless piece.
And it's very addictive too, because I already have like 3 from her, so you can get charms.
Oh, they're super beautiful.
Yeah, I have a little butterfly for good luck, and it's just amazing. So it's just great for bachelorette parties, birthday parties, things of that nature. We just opened up our spot in Lincoln Park on Clark Street as well, second location. And again, like she was saying, all of the items, they're handmade, custom made. We have an 82-year-old vendor who makes like these adorable little baby booties.
So cute.
And we have vendors who do like Christmas cards. We have hand-painted earrings. We have a gentleman who, I think he's almost 80, but he makes all of the Christmas ornaments himself by hand.
Tell us what else is on the table too while you're going through that.
Yes. So we also have like goat milk soap. We have a vendor called Clean Humor Soap that does like goat milk soap, sugar scrub classes we do at least once a month at both of our locations. We also have hand-curated candles. They're soy-based. We have little bows for little girls. We have Christmas attire. We have onesies as well. So, you know, anything that you might need, and then a little handkerchief for your pup. So a little Merry Christmas to you.
Super, super cute. I understand there are actually classes that are hosted at your place. Tell us about that.
Yes, so we have classes at least twice a month. We've done like any type of class you can think of. So we've done wreath making. We recently just had a henna party. But really we're doing mainly sugar scrub classes, and then also candle making classes too are coming up. So you can always go to our website and see what classes are available, or book a private party with us. We have a lot of people doing private parties for sugar scrubs. They're really fun, right, Mary?
Yeah, they are. And permanent jewelry. We had a perfume class.
Yeah.
I have one more question about the permanent jewelry. This may have flown past me because we're getting some stage cues. How permanent is it? Like, so it's a weld?
Literally welded on you. Like, how do you show them yours?
So, like, there's a little ring right here. That's what I use to weld. So instead of a clasp,
Let's say you want to take it off, though. Like, Anthony gets me one of these, and I'm like, I don't like Anthony anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Take that bracelet off.
It's like removing a permanent tattoo or reconfigure it.
Can you just like nip it?
Yeah. Yeah, I can remove it for you, or you can do it at home. But as long as it's at that little ring and you want it put on at a different time, like later on, I can do that too.
That is so cool. How did you come up with this concept, Mary?
Well, I mean, I wanted permanent jewelry for such a long time, and then I actually just started looking into it, and I was like, how can I just do this myself? So looked for a training program, and then yeah, just
that is super cool.
If there are other vendors out there, people that make really lovely handmade things, and they would like to connect with you ladies, are you still accepting new vendors, and how do they do that?
Yes, thank you so much for asking. So we are, because we just opened up our Lincoln Park space on Clark Street, and I'm looking for more vendors, of course, and really just people who hand make items are special and near and dear to our hearts. So they can DM us on our Instagram, the Holly House Shop, or also if you go to our website, there's a phone number as well. But we are looking for people who have small businesses, are curating really fun items, and they just want to get their name out there, you know? So we're really trying to help the artisan community, and then as well have something fun for them with the classes and the permanent jewelry, because it's a forever bracelet. So best friends can come and get the bracelets, mom and daughters come, bachelorette parties, and again, you know, if you have a medical thing like MRI, we've had older people, she can, you know, clasp it off and then put it back on you after the MRI.
I love this. Once again, it's an opportunity to feel good about where you are shopping instead of just clicking on something with Amazon.com. Once again, it's the Holly House. You got once more on the location so everyone knows where to head.
Yes, thank you so much. So we have an Orland Park location in Old Orland, 9959 West 143rd Street, and then we're on Clark Street at the Old Elizabeth Grace space. So yeah, please definitely come check us out. Both locations are currently open and ready to go for Black Friday. And again, yes, it is a small vendors, shop small, and you know, kind of help those local
Support
businesses.
local folks.
Samantha,
exactly.
Mary, thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. Happy holidays to both of you. We'll be right back with more Good Day right after this.
You know what, guys? We're at Fashion Outlets of Chicago, and it's getting even more crowded, if you could believe it. It was crowded at 6 o'clock in the morning. And not only are people just rushing to get to the stores they want to, but now they have bags with them, so that's why I'm stepping aside, staying out of the stores, because no one wants me in their way. Hey, coming up, we're going to talk to some more shoppers here, see what stores are heading up, what might be the best deal for you to check out today. I'll send it to you.
Keep you
All right, we got a winter storm on the way, but not today. It's beautiful. I mean, all right, it's cold. You can see the buildings exhaling there in this cold air, and you see some lake effect cloudiness out there, but otherwise blue skies, and you might be thinking, hey, what happened to that storm they've been talking about all week? Yeah, just wait, it's coming. It's a tomorrow sort of a deal. So our headline obviously is the weekend wallop, which is really almost exclusively a Saturday deal. Sunshine today, but still cold. Highs barely getting to freezing. Snow's going to move in after midnight tonight and will continue all day into the night tomorrow. Travel will be discouraged. I'm looking at a widespread 6 to 10 inch accumulation, with a lot of us right around 8. If I had to pick like a number, what's going to be within an inch, I'm going with 8. You'll see our model here in a little bit. 24 at O'Hare, 28 Joliet, Woodstock 23, Gary 27, and at Valparaiso it is 25. That winter storm watch we had yesterday is now winter storm warning, goes in effect at 3 a.m. tomorrow, and will be in effect until 6 a.m. on Sunday, even though the accumulating snow will have ended. So let's take a look at our futurecast and see when it starts snowing, and you see it coming in here during the overnight hours. By about 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, not that much yet, maybe an inch or so across the area, but that's just the beginning. Mid-afternoon, now you're out there saying, oh, okay, yeah, it is snowing. We got a few inches out there, about 4 or so, and that's halfway through the event. By the time it's over, you see a lot of 7s, 8s, and a few 9s on the map, so that's why I'm confident we're going to get a 6+, and I think most of us are going to be in the 8+ club before all is said and done. But today it's just cold. 31 for the high. Not as windy as the past couple of days. That sunshine looks bright, nice, but if you're going out to the shopping centers, bundle up. Tonight, clouds thicken, snow coming in after midnight, low temperature of 25, and really, if I had to even fine-tune that snow, I'd put it more like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning start time. 32 with snow tomorrow, couple of light snow showers Sunday morning, and then frigid Monday and Tuesday. Might be some snow showers, an inch or so on Monday afternoon, and we'll keep these colder than normal temperatures going right on through all of next week. All right, let's look at a couple of fine photos that came in via the Fox 32 weather app. Photo number 1 is a black and white treatment here from Johnny O'Hara, giving us a look at some of the trees there. And you won't need to go monochrome with your photos tomorrow, Johnny, or anybody. It will be scenes in just kind of dark and white with that snow coming down. Good picture there. And our second photo, this one comes to us from Chuck Wood and a squirrel in Yorkville devouring. Now, I guess that's still technically a pumpkin, even though it's a different color. I still think that that is a pumpkin as opposed to just a gourd, but the squirrels definitely loving that in the aftermath of Halloween. Natalie, Anthony, back to you.
Mike, Black Friday finally here. Thousands of shoppers are out trying to score the best deals.
Let's check back in with our very own Gabriella Primus, who is live at the Fashion Outlets of Chicago. What are you seeing now, Gabby?
You know what? I'm just overwhelmed because there's so many stores here, and there's so many people, and there's so many people with big shopping bags now on their arms too, but it is so much fun. You know, I like this outlet mall because there's kind of like the designer stuff upstairs, but also downstairs there's more of like, you know, the more middle price stuff. Aerie, Guess is next to us. Under Armour, we see even a Pop Mart Robo Shop, which is right here with some Labubus. I know our cameraman was really interested in those. But also, shopping is fun. Shopping with friends, even better. I have these 3 here. And they're telling me about how they're navigating Black Friday. So you guys just got here 40 minutes ago. What's the plan?
So, I mean, originally our plan was to go from cheapest to most expensive. So, for example, if we hit up a store, see something we like, but it's too expensive, we're trying to go to other stores first, get the stuff we'd want more and the stuff that's cheaper. And then we want to go back to the store where we found the cute, expensive stuff, and then see if we still want to get that stuff. Do you get what I'm saying?
That makes sense. But also, if you leave it behind, are you afraid that someone else is going to snap it?
That's the fear. That's the fear. And so, you know, just got to be quick. When I go into the store, what I like to do is just scan the whole place with my eyes, just see what I feel like is going to suit me the most, try it on, get it. Like, there's no time to think, really, in Black Friday. It's just get it or don't, you know?
It's a rush, right?
It's a rush.
I had the last people tell me that they're going on vibes only. So something was your vibe, that's what they're going for, and that's what they're spending money on. Any stores that you're really interested in going to?
I can't wait to go to Aerie. I really want to check out Aerie. I want to check out Lululemon. And then maybe go up and hit some designer stores.
soon. Why not play around a little bit? Actually, we were at Lululemon earlier, and the line is like around the corner. So make sure you stay. If you want anything a bathroom break, go there before. Okay, you were telling me that you're visiting from Cyprus. Yeah. Welcome to the U.S. and this is your first American Black Friday experience. What do you think so far?
I mean, honestly, I don't want to be controversial or anything, but I thought it was going to be way more packed. Like when I'm seeing stuff online, it's like people camping outside, lines on lines on lines, but it seems pretty chill here today. It's not too bad.
You know, we're good. That's good, but we're sorry to disappoint. It used to be WWE kind of style, honestly.
We were scared. We were scared taking him here.
Yeah. That's kind of what we were expecting too, but I'm happy to see it not this crowded. I mean, we were in Lacoste like 25 minutes ago, and now there's a line outside of Lacoste, and we didn't have to wait in any line. The line's like huge, so I don't know.
You know what? They saw the cool people stand in line, and they're like, you know what? We're going to go there too. Hey guys, have so much fun. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, enjoy your shopping. Get over to Lululemon line now, okay? There we go. Okay, nice meeting you guys. All right, it was such a fun morning, hours of watching people shop, finding the best places to go. I have my list curated, okay? I have my things that I need. We need to get rid of the green poncho, go towards something a little bit more stylish, a little more fresh, you know?
Make a list, check it twice. I'm fine with the green poncho. I liked it, Gabby.
Okay.
Good luck with your shopping adventures, and thank you so much for your comprehensive coverage.
Yes,
from the
very
album.
much so.
It was great.
Your eyes and ears out there for us.
Yes, thank you, Gabby. Really appreciate it. It is 9:38. Your Christmas tree isn't the only thing wired right now. Apparently, our brains are as well for shopping bargains. Psychology experts at Cleveland Clinic say that our brains actually do have a reward center that lights up when we get great deals, hence the crowds where Gabby is right now. So how do we avoid the temptation and some of these impulse buys? Step away from your phone, step away from your computer for a minute or so, and then take a little pause, little beat to debate in your mind, do I actually need that item? And evaluate your mood. Experts say being well rested and well fed can also decrease the tendency to impulse buy. So maybe have a snack before heading out. That always helps when I'm at the grocery too.
Oh,
if you go to the grocery hungry, it's over. All right, if you're wondering what to do with all the Thanksgiving leftovers in the fridge when you're finished gobbling them up, we have just the idea for you.
Yes, researchers have found a way to take excess food waste and convert it into biofuel. They collect food waste from nearby food processing plants and then using a chemical process speeding up nature's timeline, which would normally take millions of years to create crude oil from organic matter. That biofuel then can go straight into a plane as conventional jet fuel.
Think about today's economy. We are more than 80 and 90% of our daily consumer product is derived from petroleum, crude oil. So if we can supplement or replace the crude oil, then, well,
did you see that? That researcher from the University of Illinois, my alma mater.
You guys are so smart down there.
We are. Anthony, I can't deny it.
I mean, obviously.
Oh, goodness. Researchers say this opens up the possibility of using food waste to help the airline industry eventually achieve net zero carbon emissions.
Just like Doc Brown and that flux capacitor.
And the banana peel.
That's right.
Holiday gift unlike any other.
We are talking about personalized pet portraits painted on a luxury tequila. It was a very alliterative there. On a luxury tequila bottle. There they are right there. Coming up, we're going to have a preview of a special event as well happening at the Ritz-Carlton. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. A one-of-a-kind event comes to the Ritz-Carlton. We're talking personalized pet portraits painted on bottles of Casa Noble's luxury tequila. Joining us now is artist Victor Carlisi and spirit specialist Eric Holmes with a preview of the tasting event and the custom artwork. Let's start with you, Victor. What other things do you paint besides bottles? And you got to show us like what you're doing here with this. Look at these dogs on that bottle of fantastic tequila. We'll hear more about that.
Yeah, I mean, I paint on any manner of things, leather bags, designer bags, watercolors, you name it.
And it doesn't have to be pets, does it? Or is that your
No.
specialty?
I do love pets, but
Okay.
I do horses, you know, anything, reptiles, humans, even.
You'll do humans as well. All right, and folks want more information, they go to Portraits by Victor?
Yes, Portraits by Victor on Instagram.
Gotta find it.
And that's with a C, not a K.
That's right, exactly.
And we actually have another example of his work here. This is actually a gift for all of you at Good Day Chicago, if you'd like to open that.
All right.
I didn't want to waste time with having actual
let's see
wrapping
here.
paper, but this beautiful box comes with the bottle. It's $180 at Binny's, a wonderful price for the tequila.
Oh, look at this with the... Did you paint that?
Yes, I did.
Look at that. Fantastic. You got Fox 32 Chicago, and in honor of it being Orange Friday, we got the soon-to-be victorious Bears on there. Oh, that is beautiful. Good work, gentlemen.
So that's for all of you.
Well, let's talk about this tequila here.
I'll try a little sip of that. Here
All right.
Victor, there you are. So this is going to be our luxury tequila in the brand of Casa Noble. This is a very meticulous blend of 12 extra añejos and 9 añejos.
Okay.
And this is encapsulated in French oak.
I can smell that
when
barrel.
you're smelling, keep your mouth open, but only bring in through your nose. It's kind of like opening a door and a window. You get a little bit of a cross breeze, and you're able to kind of taste it like a snake almost on the nose.
I've been called worse.
I know you have.
All right, let's give it I bet we're going to get like a lot of caramel maybe on it.
Mm-hmm. Nice soft agave note forward. So
Still
as I
tasty
said,
agave,
this is encapsulated in French oak. So our master tequilero, Pepe Hermosillo, who's going to be there on Tuesday the 2nd for this event, so you can meet him in person.
Okay.
He actually hikes the forest of France himself, searching for the trees that he wants to have fell.
Wow.
Lets them rest on the forest floor for 2 full years to impart that kind of earthy terroir flavor profile that you would find in an old world wine. So kind of a beautiful conglomeration of different cultures.
That is delicious.
Yeah.
Cheers to you,
sir.
Victor.
Cheers.
And you do work both in acrylic and watercolor.
Yeah.
On the bottles, though, you're going to be acrylic, obviously.
Yes, of course. I pretty much do anything that would apply to, you know, brand activations, any way I can get my art on.
After 3 of these, how's your artwork look?
You know, the eyes, the pupils don't tend to line up.
It doesn't look quite as meticulous. All right, give us the time of the event again and how folks can sign up for this. Because they get a bottle of that and the artwork. This is a great deal.
4 cocktails, some small plates. You get to meet the Master Tequilero. That's going to be 6 to 8 p.m. on the 2nd
at the Ritz-Carlton,
Chicago. So if you go to exploretalk.com/the Ritz-Carlton Chicago, you can get tickets. I believe we only have about 5 left for this.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be
That's good.
$210. Usually this bottle goes for $180, so that's an excellent deal, and you're going to have it personalized and ready to go as a beautiful gift for the holidays.
And for folks that want their pet portraits done, they're not actually bringing in their dogs and cats or whatever. Just a photo will do, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yes. Just want to clarify that. Don't bring Fido into the Ritz-Carlton.
We'll do a live event someday at a place that allows dogs.
Yeah. All right. Well, cheers. Here's to the holidays, guys.
Cheers.
And keep up the great work. Your artwork is fantastic, and you're still my spirit maestro. Cheers, everybody. We'll be right back with more right after this.
Chicago.
3 Dots and a Dash is getting us in the holiday spirit with its River North Pole pop-up and a festive new holiday cocktail stroll.
I spoke with Kevin Beery and Tyler McClellan about their seasonal menu and what guests can expect this holiday season. Welcome back. 3 Dots and a Dash is getting all of us in the holiday spirit with its River North Pole pop-up and a festive new holiday cocktail stroll. And joining us now here in studio, Kevin Beery and Tyler McClellan of 3 Dots and a Dash to show off their seasonal menu and some fun stuff you guys brought in. Tyler and Kevin, thank you for being in studio. Happy holidays to you.
Yeah,
these sweaters. How did these? I mean, these are amazing. How did they? Like, how'd you get these done? These are awesome.
So, you know, we do a lot of holiday merch at 3 Dots and a Dash, and wanted to bring some tropical items into the holidays. So these are our custom sweaters for this season.
It's warming my soul to see you guys in these sweaters.
Please come on down. We've got one in your size.
I love this. I take a medium.
Yeah,
boys medium.
Done.
Okay. What have you guys brought in? These look like fun festive elixirs here.
Yeah. So this is the makings of our cranberry Mai Tai, which is one of the cocktails on the menu. So I'll make that. I'm happily going to make that for you right now.
Okay. Very good. Let's hear about this River North Pole. What's this all about?
Sure thing. So this is our annual holiday sort of menu and experience. So we take our tropical bar and we sort of theme it for the holidays. So we don't lose our tropical sort of environment and cocktails, but we dress them up for the holidays.
I love it. I mean, look at this thing. Is this actually... I mean, so what, like an entire group of 8 could split this thing,
or the 3 of us.
Or the 3 of us.
Yeah, you know, we don't. There's no minimum.
Yeah. All right, so while we kick off the cocktail making here, what was the inspiration behind starting this holiday cocktail stroll? Is it like a bar crawl? Like, what does a holiday cocktail stroll entail?
Unlike a bar crawl, this is something that happens for the whole season long. So it kicks off actually this evening, and it's just sort of a map and a guide for visitors to Chicago or locals to sort of hop around the city and try some of the holiday cocktails at Chicago's most iconic bars.
Okay, let's kick it off. Here.
Cool.
Show us the magic here.
All right, so this is our cranberry Mai Tai.
Okay, let's do it.
So in this is our rums with curacao infused with cranberries.
Okay.
We sous vide that for a number of hours and then strain it out. Afterwards, along with that, then we have the usual accompaniments of a Mai Tai with lime and orgeat being one of them, but something else we like to add is some cranberry apple tea that we get from Rare Tea Cellar here in Chicago.
Nice.
Then, like I said, we've got our lime juice that we make fresh every day at 3 Dots and a Dash.
That's labor intensive making that.
It is, with my bare hands. And then we've got orgeat, which is an almond syrup that we also make. Speaking of labor intensive, this is a labor of love for sure. And then the last thing is our Falerno, which is a rum-based liqueur. A rum-based liqueur with like ginger, lime, clove, some island spices.
Perfect for the holidays.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is Kevin's secret recipe. All right. And then after that, we're just going to ice it up.
Okay. This is where all the magic happens. It all comes together right here.
This is the big moment, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Tyler's doing his thing. Hey, Kevin, while Tyler's shaking it up and putting the final touches on, for folks who haven't been to your location, what makes it so special? I love going.
Yeah. So I think it's a little tropical hideaway, right? Like you're in the hustle and bustle right at the corner of Clark and Hubbard Street, and then you head down an alley into really this basement tropical escape.
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's basement. It's kind of hidden. It's like it's so cozy.
Especially
Kevin and Tyler, thank you for being here. I'm going to take one quick sip of this.
By all means.
Here we go. Cheers.
Happy holidays to all, and a happy Friday. All right, cheers, boys. Thank you for coming.
Holidays.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
much.
3 Dots and a Dash, everybody.
Trusting me. I kind of laugh when you cussing me. The aftermath is you touching me. It's destiny that we connected, girl. You and I, we can affect the world.
Box 32.
The toys you grew up with might be a good gift for your kids this year.
I love this. Steve Noviello takes a look at some retro toys this year that are making a comeback.
Since the 1970s, Stretch Armstrong has wowed kids with his incredible ability to stretch, twist, and bounce back into shape, pull him up to 4 feet wide. Also a staple for the last 50 years, Yes and No brand. These iconic Invisible Ink trivia game books are back after decades of gameplay. Swap out their screen time for this simple Invisible Ink reveal format to keep your kids entertained. Whip up sweet treats with the iconic Easy Bake Oven. This kid-friendly oven lets aspiring chefs bake cookies, cupcakes, and more. It uses a safe electric heating system, no open flame required.
These next 3 nods to nostalgia will have you powered up like it's the 1980s all over again.
Tamagotchi Paradise is the intergalactic next chapter in the popular virtual pet experience. Watch your character grow and shape the world around them with more than 50,000 possible outcomes across 12 unique spaces. This is not your dad's Rubik's Cube. Rubik's Cube Pulse Cube lights up to let you know you have 60 seconds to